Downtown Denver. A nice night for baseball so far. The clouds are coming in, but no sight of rain, and that's a good sign. Great homestand so far for the Rockies. They've taken 4 of 5 here at the corner of 20th and Blake, and now they welcome the Pirates of Pittsburgh. Hi again, everyone. I'm Dave Armstrong along with George Frazier. George, one thing you can say about this Rockies team, and it has been evident in Don Baylor's entire tenure as manager of this club, this team really has a lot of fight left in it. They have not yet folded the tent. They have not quit at all.
I don't think so. I'd agree with you 100%, Dave. This ball club's playing hard every day. The pitchers are trying to do their job, the bullpen hitters, and defensively, and that's why they went 5-1 in these last few ball games, because all the pieces in the puzzle work together. Now, you think back in April, you mentioned it, I still yell about the schedule. It was so crazy to play that many games in the cold weather and the snow. I realized both teams had to play in it, but still yet, this ball club's played very well.
No question about it. They're getting right now great pitching and timely hitting, and those two factors, when you put them together, Clint Hurdle and Frank Funk are very happy.
Well, they'd have to be. Look at this in the last 6 ball games. Frank Funk's pitching staff's 5-1 with a .267 earned run average. How about Clint Hurdle's hitters? 10 home runs, 5.8 runs per ball game. You pitch like that, you hit like that, and you catch it, you're going to win some ball games.
Speaking of hitting like that, how about Neifi Perez over the weekend? For the second time this year, a Rocky hits for the cycle. Neifi did it on Saturday against the Cardinals. Will he do it again here tonight? Well, who knows? Come back. We'll find out together in a moment. First pitch from Brownson. It's a little bit low to Tony Womack. Womack has been on a tear lately. As you look at Brownson trying to get that 66-mile-per-hour curveball over here, and that fastball clocked at 90 over for a strike. Like Brownson, what more could you do for an encore than what he did in the first game? There's that curveball, but it stays a little bit high, and again it's at 67. George, he mixes his pitches so well. That's what makes him effective. The curveball, the changeup, and the fastball, all about 10 miles per hour different. Slapped into the gap in deep left center field. Bichette's going to have to go all the way back to the wall to pick it up. Womack, who has tremendous speed, on his way to third. The relay not in time. An opening triple for Tony Womack, who in his last 65 at-bats, hitting almost 500. Wow.
Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Womack goes down and gets the changeup and hits it out into left center field over the head of Dante Bichette. Then you get to see the speed of Womack as he heads into third base. Head first slide ahead of the throw from Neifi Perez. It gets by Castilla, but a good job of backing up. You know, it'll be interesting, Dave. Remember back in his first start in Houston, the second pitch that he threw of the game, he hit Biggio. Then worked out of that. Now with the opening triple, see how his composure holds up now.
That's the 5th triple for Womack. Well, you see the AutoZone pitcher, Mark Brownson, in the line. 9 innings. He has not yet given up a run. That's seriously in doubt right here with the National League's 2nd leading hitter, Jason Kendall, at the plate. Kendall, you see his average. That's 3 points behind Dante Bichette. Curveball bends inside. 2-0. Well, you'll also remember in that first game against Houston, he stranded runners at first and third in the first inning when he struck out Moises Alou. Slapped on the ground, base hit by Kendall. It got through the hole, an RBI single as Womack crosses the plate. It's 1-0 in favor of the Pirates. So the Pirates strike first. We remind you that Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. They remind you the 3 most important words are hay, beer, man. And by Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. Well, Brownson in his Coors Field debut, just like that, first 2 batters he faces, he gives up hits to both. And for the first time in Brownson's major league career, a runner has crossed the plate against him. Strike 1 to Turner Ward. Todd Van Poppel making the start for the Pirates. You're saying, what? Todd Van Poppel, where's he been? Well, he's been around the block a few times. Former first-round pick of the A's. He was earlier this year with Texas, just acquired by Pittsburgh. He'll be making only his 2nd start, and he hasn't really been all that effective throughout the year. So we'll see. The Rockies are hoping to jump on him. So I think it's important, George. My point being this. that if Brownson can get out of this first inning without any further damage, no big deal.
It's really not a big deal because then the offense can come in and swing the bat. That's what they've done so well just recently. Out a fastball down. Run the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pirates just lost 2 of 3 to the Atlanta Braves. Yesterday, tough luck for Pittsburgh. They faced Maddox. They really roughed him up. They had runners all over the bases, but Maddox able to wiggle off the hook more times than not, and he picked up his 14th win. The Pirates right now 12.5 back in the crowded Central Division at 49 and 56. The 1-2 pitch, a changeup, popped up, shallow right field. Walker broke back. Now he's coming in. Looked like he really had trouble seeing that ball, but he makes the grab. Well, we've already seen Womack, Kendall, and Ward. Let's check out the rest of the Pirates lineup, brought to you by Eagle Hardware and Garden. After Womack, Kendall, and Ward will be Kevin Young, their talented young first baseman. Then Jose Guillen, Al Martin struggling since the All-Star break. Keith Ozick, Lou Collier, and Todd Van Poppel round out the lineup. 1 out in the Pirates first, 1 in. Kendall, a catcher, not a lot of speed, but for a catcher, not bad. Kendall, like a throwback in a way to John Wathan, who used to catch for the Kansas City Royals. 1 year Wathan stole 35 bases. Kendall has 13 stolen bases. So you got to keep an eye on it.
Well, you can't let him get a walking lead at first base. That's what he's so good at, what he just did.
That one deflected off Brownson into center field. So with Kendall on the move, he easily goes into third on the base hit from Young. 3 hits here in the first inning for the Pirates. Defensively for the Rockies. In the outfield, it's Bichette, Burks, and Walker. Castilla, Perez, Lansing, and Helton around the infield. Manwaring has only thrown out 30% of would-be base stealers this year. Jose Guillen. Well, he's been struggling. 0 for his last 9, Guillen. Brownson would love a double play ball. In his last 36 games, Guillen hitting just .203. His average all the way up to .326 on the 12th of June. That was after a torrid May in which he hit .373. But as I mentioned, since then, he's around the Mason-Dixon line.
Sure is. The month of July, just .218 with no home runs.
Rockies trail 1-0, top of the first inning. Pirates threatening to add more. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back on the screen. As I mentioned, the Rockies looking to turn a double play, and if they do, Primestar will donate $50 to the Colorado Special Olympics. So Perez and Lansing ready up the middle. Nice chat with Nate B. Perez on the Rockies pregame show on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. Nice young man. Says he feels a whole lot more comfortable than he did in April, mostly because of the weather. Much warmer for him. Feels like he's moving better at short.
Well, once you get around the league and you see these teams a number of times, then you can start to position yourself better defensively, and then you get the balls you normally don't get to. And that's what's happening with Navy.
1-1 pitch is fouled back by Jose Guillen. Guillen, a tremendous arm in right field. Another one of those bright prospects for Pittsburgh. You see, though, in his last 3 games, struggling, and as I pointed out, really since the 12th of June. Word gets around on the young players quickly, doesn't it? It's like, all right, where's his hole?
Well, it's not hard to find him. After about 2 or 3 trips through the lineup, they find out.
Slow curve popped up, shallow center field. Everyone giving chase. That one falls in the Bermuda Triangle. They might have a shot at second. No, safe. Kendall scores. Young safe at second on the bloop single from Guillen. Two-0 in favor of the Pirates.
This ball ends up in the middle of nowhere, but Walker picks it up and very smartly gets it back into second base. The tag a little late from Napie as the runner got back in time. See Larry trying to throw the ball on the move with a perfect strike into second base. He got his hands back in.
Walker looked like he had a double clutch a little bit, waiting for Perez to get to the bag. So a triple by Womack to lead off the game. Singles by Kendall, Young, and Guillen. And now Al Martin, who has 12 home runs against the Rockies. Curveball, you see the miles per hour at 66.
See that Martin's numbers down 204 since the break. Runners in scoring position, just a 180 on the year with 2 home runs.
Now back on the screen. Martin normally great after the break. In fact, in his career, he's hit .302 after the All-Star break, but not so far this year. Martin a little bit disgruntled earlier this season. Just being platooned, he didn't like it. And the folks from Pittsburgh tell us that that was maybe blown out of proportion a little bit. A little soft liner into center field. Burks won't get to that one. Here comes Young around third. He'll score, and it's 3-0.
All this in the inning with the leadoff triple by Womack set the table. The job so far by Mark Brownson hasn't been that bad. He has given up a lot of bloop hits. One right back up the middle off the foot. Now this soft liner into center field. You see, that's a changeup. Left up in the strike zone. Let Martin extend it. The strength got it out. Frank Funk's going to go out and have a visit with the young right-hander. Calm him down a little bit in this ballpark. Well, that's tough whenever you look up. Young didn't hit the ball hard. Kendall hit the ball right back up the middle off the foot of Brownson. It went on into center field. Then you turn around and look, and Guillen's ball was not hit hard there. A little soft liner, and then Martin's soft liner up there. So you're down 3-0, and you've given up 5 hits in the ball game. Just try to regroup yourself and don't get blown out in the first inning. Try to get a double play, get the ball down in the strike zone.
Only out so far off the bat of Turner Ward, a pop-up to right field. Now the Pirates, a team that really doesn't score that much. They've only scored 414 runs all season long. And they're certainly not a home run hitting team. Keith Ozick, the batter, he hasn't hit a home run yet. As a team, the Pirates, George, have 67 home runs. Now, to put in that perspective, McGuire, who just left town, has 44.
Absolutely. They're not going to beat you with the long ball, but they'll beat you with the gap ball, and they'll also beat you with the speed on the base path. That's what they do a good job of.
They're the 5 and dime team, aren't they? They nickel and dime you to death.
Well, they're a bunch of guys you really don't know around baseball. You don't see the big stars, but you see Gene Lamont there, and the pitching coach Pete Vukovich right to his left. Chewing on some seeds. That was my first roomie in the big league.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I've got to go visit with him over the next couple of days.
No reason to do that.
All right, we've got some stories coming up from Vuk.
Pete, I give you 200 prior to the game. Don't be doing that. We made promises. You tell, I tell.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Ozick. He won't offer at a 90-mile-per-hour fastball around the ankles. Now it's 2-2. 5 hits for the Pirates, 3 runs so far, just 1 out. Pirates have won 4 of their last 5 on the road. Change up, hit down to Benny. There's one. Lansing had trouble getting out of his glove, but he got it anyway. Ozick, a backup catcher playing third base. Neifi Perez will lead off for the Rockies. The Pirates score 3. Could have been worse if not for an inning-ending double play. Rockies are coming up. Don Baylor's club hasn't had to come back from an early inning deficit too often lately. Let's see if they can. Here's his lineup, brought to you by Eagle Hardware and Garden. Leading off will be Neifi Perez. Perez been hot lately, including a cycle on Saturday. Burks, Walker, Bichette will follow, a league-leading .338 average. Then Castillo with a league-leading 257 total bases. Helton leading all rookies in RBIs, and Lansing, Manwaring, and Brownson. The AutoZone pitcher is Todd Van Poppel, former #1 pick of the A's. His first pitch, a fastball, clocked at 89 miles per hour to Neifi Perez.
Fastball, slider, curve, change from Van Poppel. Never lost to a National League team. He's 2-0 in the National League. His last start was against Florida. He went 6 1/3 innings for the Pirates. He only gave up 3 runs. His longest outing was against Arizona. He went 8 1/3 this year. And Dave, you might not know it, but he and Mr. Brownson matched up on April the 7th in Oklahoma City.
I did know that. Mark was mentioning that to me before the game. He said, well, that game was shortened to 6 innings because of rain and hail and snowstorm. And Brownson outdueled Van Poppel that day.
Went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, a couple of runs, struck out 6. That time an outside breaking ball from Van Poppel. He has taken the long road back, Davey, all the way through the big leagues, and then he turned it around and signed with Texas as a free agent after being out of baseball from the Oakland A's. Started in A-ball, went back to Double-A in Tulsa, then on to Triple-A in Oklahoma City, then finally reached the big leagues this year, and then since has been traded to the Pirates. So as a young pitcher, he has been through an awful lot for his age and time in the big leagues, and he's trying to put the numbers back together and reach the potential that everybody thought he had early in his career.
Ellis Burks with a 6-game hitting streak. And you see what he's done since the All-Star break. Burks nearing 300 now with his average. Ellis saying he's heard his name on the trading block, and he said, well, if that's true, I don't want to leave, but if I go, I want to perhaps help a team that I go to. One thing good for an Ellis Burks or anybody really right now looking at the trading deadline is that you're probably going to go to a team that's going to be in the playoff hunt. Popped up to Osick.
That ball hit so high it needed a parachute.
Let's look at the rest of the defense for the Pirates. In that outfield, it's Martin, Ward, and Guillen, who has 11 assists. I told you about his strong arm. That's second in the National League. Andrew Young has a dozen. Osick, Collier, Womack, and Young around the infield. The fine young catcher, Jason Kendall, behind the plate. So 2 out for Larry Walker. Walker hits it on the ground to Osick. He throws out Larry Walker, and the Rockies go 1, 2, 3. So Todd Van Poppel is break back into the big leagues. First time at Coors Field, making it look easy after 1.
You're watching Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
Well, let's see if Brownson can settle down in the 2nd inning after giving up 3 runs on 5 hits in the first. First man that he'll face is Luke Collier, who fouls a fastball away. Collier 0 for his last 7, hitting just .248. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Van Poppel, and then Tony Womack. Fly ball into right field. Playable for Walker. 1 out. You know, the Pirates, that was only the 2nd time in their last 16 games they had retired the opposition 1, 2, 3 in the first inning.
Wow. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Mark Brownson. You see fastball, curve, slider, change, mixes all of his speeds. And how will the hook hook? We're going to find out. It didn't hook very good in the first inning. He gave up 3 on 5 hits.
One of the advantages for the Rockies as their pitchers come up from the minor leagues is they make that stop at Colorado Springs, which is actually higher in altitude than here in Denver.
Well, it really is. You have to try to adjust as you get to the altitude, and it's interesting to see how many of them will. Hopefully Mark can get through the 2nd inning in fashion of 1, 2, 3, get back in the dugout and let him swing the bats a little bit against Van Poppel.
Fouled away by Van Poppel. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base hit by Van Poppel, so he's aboard. 6th hit by the Pirates already. That's already 2 more than Houston had in his first game. It's Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. Jim Thome has the Tribe closing in on the Central title. Junior knocked on the door last year. Is this the year he makes history and topples Maris's record? Indians and Mariners. Baseball Thursday, 8 Mountain on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
First base hit by Todd Van Poppel. How about that? in the big leagues. Got the ball. He'll remember that.
And he spent most of his career in the American League. Another one that will drop right where it shouldn't if you're a Rockies fan. That's two of them right there. Rockies need a rover tonight.
He really jams Womack, and the ball barely gets out over the head of Lansing, but no one in that area is going to catch it. Watch Van Poppel take off. Pretty good job of base running for a guy who's been in the American League.
So Van Poppel advances to second on the single from Womack. And now Jason Kendall. Womack, by the way, with these two at-bats, he's closing in on a major league record. If he keeps going, he may break the record either later today or early tomorrow. The record being the most consecutive at-bats without grounding into a double play. Womack now 884 at-bats without grounding into a double play. Pete Reiser did it in 887 at-bats. So now he's just 3 from tying, 4 from breaking. And what's funny for Womack, the last time he grounded into a double play a couple of years ago, and he grounded into 2 in the same game. 3 balls, no strikes now to Jason Kendall. Now, so far in this start, you'd have to say it's certainly a horse of a different color for Mark Brownson. Outside, ball 4. That'll load him up. So the base is loaded with just 1 out in the second inning, and now Turner Ward. Frank Funk. A look of concern as he checks out Mark Brownson. Pop fouling out of play. Ward with 5 home runs. If he hits one here, it's a grand slam, and Discover Card donates $500 to the local chapter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation for every grand slam in tonight's game. That's from Discover Card. Curveball. Can't get it over right now. And if you can't get your curve over, George, then the guy starts sitting fastball.
Well, that's when you really got to place the changeup. That's when it makes it that much harder, because you're just working off of 2 pitches that have the same reaction, and then you're able to stay back and swing the bat into that area and drive the ball.
Fastball could be 2. Lansing bobbles, though, and throw to first in time to get Turner Ward, but a run will score. No error on the play because you cannot assume a double play, but Van Poppel scores to make it 4-0.
Ball's hit a little bit harder, I think, than Mike realized. Ball hit right into the stomach area off the heel of the glove, and he's only able to get the play at first base. Taylor made double play, turned sour, but he ended up getting the out. You still have runners second, third now. And the RBI man for this ball club, Kevin Young at the plate. He's got 20 home runs and 71 RBIs so far on the year. How about this? 3 years ago, they released him and then brought him back.
Those are good numbers offensively, but his strength really is defense. Ground ball to Perez. Good soft hands. He'll throw out Kevin Young to avoid any further damage. The Pirates get 1 more on the board in the second. After 1.5, it's the Pirates 4, the Rockies 0. Now, Todd Van Poppel got the Rockies in order in the first inning. Van Poppel in his last start, they tell us, really pitched up in the strike zone, especially early on. Florida could not capitalize, but the Pirate broadcasters are telling us if he pitched like that here today, look out. Well, it's Bichette, Castilla, and Helton due up for the Rockies here in the second inning. Dante Bichette, the league's leading hitter, 0 for 4 yesterday. Dante hit home run number 16 on Saturday. what he's done over the last month or so. Bichette with 87 ribbies. That's 5th in the National League. Got it up over his hands, and it's 0-2 now to Bichette.
Well, I think Todd Van Poppel will benefit from having Pete Vukovich as his coach. Pete, very successful pitcher in the big leagues, but he had to change speeds. He wasn't somebody that could overpower people. 85 to 86 mile an hour fastball, but had a good curveball, slider, and a changeup. And that's what he's working with Van Poppel on, is the slider and the changeup. He said in his last start, he's only got to work with him one time on the side prior to that start down in Florida. Now he's worked in between that one and this one, and he said, you know, the slider was more of just a frisbee. It was just flat, broke a little bit across the plate. So he's trying to get it with a little more downward bite on it. He's always throwing an overhand curveball.
Bichette got under that one and pops it up to left field. Martin racing in. He's there to make the grab. Tell us more, George.
Tell you more. Would you like to know more, Dave? How about the scouting report on Todd Van Poppel? Influence, you see it, of Pete Vukovich. A long road back. We talked about it. Starting at rookie ball all the way back through AAA, and then finally reaching the big leagues again with Texas after being in the big leagues with Oakland. He's battled a lot of injuries. A lot of time. That's got to be tough after 2 or 3 years in the big leagues to go back all the way to A-ball and then struggle your way back to get to the big leagues.
Long and winding road.
See, I was hoping you'd do that.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to sing it?
Will you?
No.
Why not?
I don't take requests. This is not a karaoke bar, last I checked. Up and into Vinny Castilla, 2-0 to Vinny. Vinny with 2 home runs Friday. Numbers 32 and 33. How about his average, though? 325 now.
Well, that's due to 420 in July with 10 home runs. Vinny has been hot. Hotter than anybody in the month.
Well, you'd have to say he is the B.F. Goodrich in the groove man right now, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
The Cuz is cruising. There it goes, number 34. Wow. And oh, by the way, that extends his hitting streak to 14 games.
Just 6 home runs away from equaling the last 2 years, and they're still in July. 34th home run of the year for Vinny Castilla.
What a year. What a year.
Trying to get ahead with a fastball, leaves it in the inner half. Not with Castilla. He'll leave it in left field.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, George, because you usually keep track of this sort of thing, but that's the first hitter that Van Poppel fell behind.
Absolutely. He'd been ahead in every count. Now he's behind on Helton.
And Helton, oh, a late swing. Somebody's clipboard went flying. I hope they're all right. I laugh. And now as I look down, it looks like everybody's okay. But boy, a clipboard went flying over there.
So much for charting this game.
Oh, man. You see his average leading all rookies, and now Travis Lee banged up for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So chance for Todd Helton to make some hay while the sun shines.
Well, you look at the home run, 17, the doubles with 20 and 1 triple.
Fly ball, deep left field. Martin going over in the corner, and he's got it just in front of the track. So Helton gave it a bit of a ride, but it falls shy of its mark, and now there are 2 gone in the second. Rockies are hitting some fly balls, though, and that's not good news for Todd Van Poppel. Now Mike Lansing. Lansing hitting .281 since the break. His numbers so far at Coors Field, .315 at home. Hitting .261 overall. 2-0. Lansing with 5 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Lansing rips that one to center. Here comes Ward to make the catch. Well, Lansing hit it right on the button, but it stayed in the air long enough. Castilla hits a home run, number 34 for him. Rockies are on the board. It's 4-1 after 2.
Home teams, Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
Vinny Casillas put the Rockies on the board with his 34th home run of the year. The Pirates take, though, a 3-run lead into the third. Jose Guillen will lead off for the Pirates. He'll be followed by Al Martin and then Keith Ozick. Mark Knudsen, former Rockies pitcher, joining us in the booth now. Mark, you're here to tell us about Major League Baseball Players Alumni Golf Tournament for Children's Hospital.
I couldn't think of better guys to talk golf with than the two of you. I know you're both sandbaggers.
So now we got 3 hacks in the booth. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Well, you've seen me play. Yeah, we've got our tournament coming up on August 10th at the Ridge at Castle Pines, which I guess is the public course at Castle Pines. So I'm looking forward to that myself, see that place. But it's to benefit Children's Hospital, and people who are listening out there, probably you hear there's 200 of these golf tournaments around town during the summer, and all of them are for good causes. But I think everyone's in agreement that when your cause is Children's Hospital, it's kind of a special cause.
Guillen lifts it to deep center field. Burks back on his horse, looking up. It's going to get wet. Up into Gibbs Geyser. A home run for Guillen, number 8 for him. And so Vinny Castilla's home run in the second is equaled by Guillen here in the third.
Putting smiles on Gene Lamont's face. That ball hit a long ways in dead center field. Take a look at the pitch. Brownson trying to throw that slow curveball. He gets it down. Guillen's able to rotate and turn and extend, and when he does, you're right, Dave, it got wet.
That one over into the corner. Dante Bichette having a peek, but it's foul. Rattling around in the corner. By the way, the Pirates have only hit 4 home runs now in the last 81 innings. So the tournament for Children's Hospital, a lot of great ex-Major League ball players are going to be there, and that's always a thrill for the golfers.
Yeah, if you're an autograph seeker, you know, you can't do much better than the Mad Hungarian, Al Roboski, the Animal, Brad Leslie. Of course, Goose Gossage, a friend of George's, a Colorado Springs resident, will be there. Ryan Duran, you know, just the list goes on and on. Jim Perry, Bob Boone. Joe Sambino, an old teammate of mine. So there's a lot of great guys coming into the tournament.
You got some good guys coming in. And what's great about this tournament, folks, at home, I played in the one in Omaha, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa last year. They're a lot of fun. You'll see a bunch of guys out there that they can maybe not swing the baseball bat anymore or throw a pitch, but they can swing a golf club.
Well, we got a guy on here, Tim Lawler, who you remember from his days with the Red Sox.
That's not fair.
Padres. Tim is now a professional golf pro.
He's not my team.
We'll do what we can do, Dave.
Mad Hungarian's coming in, huh?
Yes, indeed. A whole bunch of good guys. Gary Wayne and I, the reigning Rocky alumni, since we're it, basically. The whole Rocky alumni. Gary will be there as well. Carroll Hardy, former Bronco executive, was a former major leaguer. I think, I don't know how many people know this, he's the only man to ever pinch hit for Ted Williams. And he will be there as well.
Well, it sounds like you got a great group put together again for the event. If you want to play in this event, I guess they can call the office in Colorado Springs. Would be a great one. It's a 1-800 number, 336-5272.
Al Martin lifts it into the corner. Larry Walker going over near the wall. He makes the grab.
Actually, we have a number here at Children's Hospital, number that you can call. 861-6377 is a good number. You can register at an old Chicago restaurant near you until August 7th for a chance to win a free spot in the golf tournament. So call that number, 861-6377. As we said, it's for a great cause. Children's Hospital. Those of us with children know how important Children's Hospital is.
No question.
Absolutely.
So you can't question the cause.
And the date of the tournament again, that's a foul ball wide of third off the bat of Ozick.
Monday, August 10th, it's the Castle Pines Ridge Golf Course. Call 861-6377. So we encourage everybody to get involved. Yeah, exactly. Good point, George. Sunday, the 9th, we have a little get-together here. We'll have some of these people in town for a game, have a little reception over the Chop House. Maybe we'll send the Mad Hungarian up to visit with you guys.
Not a bad idea.
Our producer, Mike Helling, by way of St. Louis, he might veto that, Mark.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's got the list he can pick.
There you go. That's what we'll do. We'll just have like 20 guys come up, and then Gary stays home.
Well, I want Goose to come up and talk about your days in the New York bullpen, Lumpy.
No.
Haven't you heard those stories?
No.
No.
Oh, those are great
he
stories.
is not coming up here.
Those are some great stories.
We'll get Goose up here. Mark, thanks for stopping by.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
All right,
Thanks for having us.
Good.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
All right. Children's Hospital. It's the Major League Players Alumni Association Golf Tournament to benefit Children's Hospital. Once again, that number is 861-6377 on the 10th of August. Lou Collier, the batter, he flied Walker his first time up, and it looks like Brownson going more with fastballs after that home run to Guillen off the curveball.
Well, he's getting ahead in the count with it, and I think in Houston he was effective with the breaking ball, but maybe he's feeling uncomfortable tonight getting it in for strikes. So therefore he's trying to establish the fastball, then come back to the changeup or the slider.
There's the curveball. Slapped down to Perez. Throwing on the run, he gets Collier. Lead home run from Jose Guillen as Brownson bowing his head. The Pirates lead by 4. Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain is brought to you by the Discover Card, accepted where you see the Novus sign, and by your Front Range Jeep dealers. Kurt Manwaring to lead off the 3rd inning for the Rockies. He'll be followed by Brownson, and then the top of the order, Neifi Perez. Manwaring, on his last 58 at-bats, you see what he did last night in the 3-1 loss to the Cardinals. In his last 58 at-bats, Manwaring getting close to 300, 293. 1 ball, 1 strike from Todd Van Poppel. Curveball stays high, so he's trying to work on some of his off-speed stuff, but that's not coming over for a strike. Rockies will be noticing that, and they'll start to set fastball. There's one, and it's fouled back.
It's going to be interesting when he gets through the 3rd time in the lineup, if he's able to get through it. He didn't have that much success against Florida, 6 in the 3rd inning. So when he got into that 3rd trip through, he was out of the ball game.
Fastball got him looking. So the 2nd strikeout for Van Poppel.
Take a look at his earned run average by inning. You can see in the first 3 innings, normally teams get after it. 4 through 6. It kind of settles down 7 through 9. He just hasn't visited the 9th inning very much.
Brownson looks at strike 1. George, looking back now on his career, and he's not that old yet, but looking back on it, did maybe the A's do him a bit of a disservice by rushing into the big leagues?
Oh, beyond the shadow of a doubt. You know, he almost fell into the David Clyde category, where Clyde was rushed to the big leagues with Texas and out of baseball quickly.
Popped up, down the line, Martin coming over, and foul territory's got him for the 2nd out. We got a trivia question for you tonight. Brought to you by Dodge. Pittsburgh's Tony Womack leads the National League. Or he actually led them last year with 60 stolen bases and leading them right now.
Can I make a guess?
Right, yeah, but I know who you're going to say. Let's just give me
Who
the
do you
year.
think I'm going to say?
I'll just O.M.
Uh-huh. Am I close?
You're on.
Yahoo!
1979.
Played winter ball with him.
You did.
Yes, sir. He could cover some ground in center field, too.
I'll bet.
Or number 8.
Well, we've about narrowed the gap.
He was part of We Are Family.
Yes, he was.
A quiet part.
Actually led the National League in stolen bases in both 78 and 79. Perez looking to bunt his way aboard, pulls the bat back and takes the ball. It's 2-1. Perez has had a lot of fun against the Pirates in his career. Not in his first at bat here though tonight. He struck out looking. Almost forgot who the Pirates were. Last time Rocky saw them was at Pittsburgh in May. Gene Lamont, almost said Jim Leland. Boy, there's a flashback for me. Gene Lamont, who took over for Leland as the skipper at Pittsburgh. Lamont was his 3rd base coach. Lamont is 2nd tour of duty as a manager. He also managed the Chicago White Sox. The 3-2 pitch. Hit high and deep to right. Back goes Guillen, still going back. At the wall, it's off his glove. There goes Napier around second, headed for third. Look at that throw from right. Wow! What a throw from Guillen. From the warning track in the air to third base. Shades of Roberto Clemente in right field. No one more shocked than Napier Perez. Jose Guillen with the best throw I've seen all year. Well, they say never make the third out at third, but did you expect that?
Not at all. All the way from the warning track. Look at him, folks. He's up against the scoreboard in right field. Jumps, misses the ball. One hop, all the way in the air. Perfect toss to third base. That throw beat Napier by a bunch.
Oh, my. What a throw. That was at the letters from the warning track in right field.
Something else.
Kind of flashes back to my youth a little bit, watching Al Kaline in right field. Tiger Stadium in Detroit.
He ain't having a pretty good night, isn't he?
I should say. Home run, an RBI single, and he punches out Perez at third. A strikeout for Brownson as he strikes out his counterpart, Todd Van Poppel. I think we've already pretty much given you the answer. The initials OM for number 8.
Could have said
Moreno.
Could have said maybe Rennie Stennett, but he had twisted the ankle prior to that. He was the second baseman for the Pirates.
Our producer, Mike Helling, thinking it was Willie Stargell.
Well, what do you expect from St. Louis?
Here's Tony Womack. Womack, a bloop single and a triple. Well, he needs a double and a home run. He'd have a cycle. Only 3 cycles in Major League Baseball this year. 2 of them by Rockies. Napier Perez did it on Saturday. Dante Bichette did it earlier this year. Mike Flowers of the A's also hitting for the cycle this year. The Rockies, though, the first team since the '79 Royals to have 2 guys hit for the cycle on the same team in the same year. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 2 guys from the Royals in '79, Frank White and George Brett.
Really?
Yep. A one-hopper to Perez. Womack flying up the line, and he made it close.
Young team that's very aggressive on the base paths. Watch Womack get it up the line. This ball hit fairly hard to Napier Perez. 2 hop, did the hustle. Never looks anywhere, but just to see if he can get to first base and beat the throw. As an infielder, that really keeps you on your toes, because now if he comes up and a runner on first turning the double play, I'm sure he causes some wild throws to first base because everyone knows they have to hurry it.
There's Kendall. He singled home a run his first time up. He punched it through the hole on the left side to score Womack. He went around, didn't he? No?
Randy Marsh says no at first base.
All right. 1-1. Down low. Slider at 83. Fastball around 90, 88, 89, 90 from Brownson, and then that curveball down at 66. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The curveball wouldn't even get a speeding ticket on C470.
Even the last pitch when he throws it, watch the movement. This ball's up in the strike zone, but it's moving in and diving down. That's why Kendall hits the top half of the pitch. So much movement on the fastball.
Line drive over Perez, base hit. Now Kendall 2 for 2, his average on the climb. He's caught Bichette already in this game. Oh, Frank Funk Watching Kendall reach base for the 3rd time. 2 hits and a walk. And now Turner Ward. Start planning now to bring your group to Coors Field for an exciting day of baseball in September. Each group of 25 or more receives seating together. A scoreboard message, group poster, and a complimentary ticket to a future game for the group leader. Ask about the special group and senior group discount dates in September. All the Rockies. Well, as of right this moment, Kendall the 339 average, Bichette at 337. So Kendall has taken the lead. That'd be something for a catcher to win it. There goes Kendall on the pitch out. Throw down to second, not nearly in time. Well, the Rockies did everything right except execute. The pitch from Brownson wasn't very fast to Manwaring, and then his return throw way late.
Look at it from the pitcher's standpoint. When he's on the mound, yeah, the pitch out, you shorten it up, release everything, your step to home plate to get it to Manwaring as fast as you can. You don't take a big step, it's even shorter than a slide step. This ball down in the dirt. You can see the stolen base by Kendall. That's his 14th on the year.
Now he's in scoring position as Ward fouls it off. Changeup fooling Turner Ward.
He's only one of 2 hitters in the lineup to be hitting above 300 with runners in scoring position. 313 when he entered the ball game. Kendall's the other at 321.
Another changeup, that one low, and it's 2-1. Well, yesterday the Pirates, frustrated by Maddox, they felt like they missed a lot of key scoring opportunities, but they're not missing many opportunities in this one. Out into left center. Ellisburg's camping under it. He's got it, and that'll do it for the Pirates. So for the first time in the game, they don't put a run on the board in the frame. Through 3.5, the Pirates by 4. Welcome back to Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. Mark Brownson doesn't give up a run in the 4th inning, works around the single and stolen base by Kendall, and he keeps the Pirates from doing any further damage. So now let's see if the Rockies can go to work offensively. Ellis Burks leads off. He's followed by Walker and then Bichette.
Well, the job that Brownson needs to try to do now is he's got to go out and try to hold the offense down to the Pirates and give the Rockies a chance to get back. He swung the bat and battled back from a lot of ball games. You know, you talk about the game that he pitched in Houston. I think of another ball game when they were down 8-1 in Houston. They ended up losing the ball game 9-8, but they battled back.
Oh, Burks just got in front of that one. Definitely had the distance, but he yanked it foul, and it's 1-2. I don't think this game's going to end 5-1. Second time through for Van Poppel. Hanging breaking ball, and Burke's able to lay off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the Rockies started 3-10 at home, and they win tonight. They're back to 500 at Coors Field.
Quite an accomplishment after the start in April.
So not to make excuses, but I think the National League really has to take a long, hard look at giving the Rockies a 2-week homestand in the first couple of weeks of April.
Well, the thing that affects everyone because of the cold weather, snow and temperatures in the 40s, and trying to play baseball.
Off the handle onto the second baseman, Womack. Burks makes it close by hustling up the line. 1 up, 1 down, though, for the Rockies in the 4th. That'll bring up Larry Walker.
It's kind of fun the way he does it, isn't it?
Yeah. I like how he does Don Baylor.
Can I take the headset off before you do it?
It almost sounds like he's mad. Don Baylor.
Not making fun of him. He does a great job.
Oh, what a voice.
I'd pay to have pipes like that.
Like a voice from heaven. Walker bounced out to Osick, the third baseman, his first time up. second, respecting the arm of Tien. He hustles to second. Another double is 36. That leads the National League.
See how hard this ball was really hit. Watch when it hits the fence. Little sticks in the bottom of the fence. Walker got all of it.
That's a Bellata baseball.
I tell you one thing, Dave, if that ball's another 5 feet higher, it's a souvenir. It was hit right on the line. That'll be up to Dante Bichette's average drop below 400 with runners in scoring position for the first time all year.
And he's behind Kendall now in the National League batting race. Pops it foul and out of play. Home run here, and boy, the Rockies are right back in it. Even a base hit. Start chipping away at that lead. I cannot say enough about the intestinal fortitude of this ball club. And that's a tribute to Don Baylor and his coaching staff. This team has just not given up. They have not thrown in the towel. Bichette cooled badly on that breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Walker, after that double, now hitting .336. So he's also putting his name into the batting title race.
You look at Dante Bichette's profile, likes the ball out over the plate. Very tough with 2 strikes, as tough as anybody in baseball. There you see the .395, 5 home runs with runners in scoring position. Spreads out, you don't see a lot of movement in the feet, all hands.
That one bouncing, getting away from Kendall, but Walker not able to advance. Kendall old school, isn't he?
He really is. Yeah. Plays the game hard, was taught it right. I think that's the biggest key. I mean, you see a lot of young players come up. No matter who their first roommate was, who their first manager was, and who'd you catch behind at the big league level that taught you how to play the game.
Well, he's the son of a former catcher and current Tigers coach, Fred Kendall. Fred spent 12 years in the big leagues. It was San Diego, Cleveland, and Boston. So Jason, he's been around the ballpark for a long time. Base hit, right field. Bichette comes through again. Here comes Walker. Got to hurry. Here comes Gian. Throw. It's up the line. So Bichette comes through with 2 strikes again. His 88th RBI.
Pretty good Quinella, Walker and Bichette. Look at his swing. Swings late at a fastball away, waiting to react, to read the pitch to see if it's going to be a breaking ball. Watch Dante's hands never move till the ball gets to home plate. Realizes the leg stays still, drives it to the right side. And another great job of hitting by Dante.
Oh, Walker scores. Walker probably would. I might be wrong, but I think he's the fastest guy on the team.
Pretty close to it. I can't think of anybody else. Maybe Curtis Goodwin could stay with him, but Walker's strides are so much longer that he doesn't look like he's running as fast, just because it's not short, choppy steps, but he really does stride out well.
I love Clint Hurdle's line on Walker. He eats up yards like a panther. That's probably the best description I've heard. Here's Vinny. Lay off, he did. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Bichette now tied with Kendall after that base hit. His average right at .339. So a long way to go, but it's kind of fun to talk about it. Vinny hitting over 320. He's hit .326 right now. Walker at .336. Swing and a miss, and Vinny was looking for number 35.
Well, if you're going to pitch to Castillo, one way you want to do it is you don't give him anything hard in the middle half inch. They say that is slider, and he took something off of it at 81 miles an hour.
Let's look at that pitch thrown by Van Poppel back in the second. That's the one he'd like to pull back.
Well, if you look at the profile of Vinny, you don't want to leave anything in the middle half of the plate up. When you do, that's what's going to happen.
Heading down the tunnel. Standing back there at a concession stand, all of a sudden the ball comes rolling up to your feet. That one gets away from Kendall. There goes Bichette. Bichette to second. He'll make it easily. A wild pitch from Van Poppel.
Well, he's trying to get Benny to go fishing. See him spread out behind the plate. The curveball dives. He does a nice job of blocking the pitch off of his chest protector. Wearing a chance to get Dante at second.
Not enough flab in his tummy.
Not enough flab in his tummy.
Man, if that hits my tummy, that just stops right there at home plate.
If it hits my tummy, it disappears.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to Vinny Castilla with a runner in scoring position. The Rockies have put 1 on the board here in the 4th and now trail by 3. There it goes! Deep left field. Martin going back. Oh, at the wall. He takes it away. Vinny hit it on the line, but it got all the way to the yellow line out there at the wall, and Martin pulled it in.
Vinny thought he had number 35.
So did I.
See the flight of the ball right at the warning track, at the wall. Nice catch by Martin.
I don't think Georgia was out, but he certainly took a double away anyway.
Yeah, he really did. The ball probably would hit the top of the wall. Pete Vukovich out to visit with Todd Van Poppel. See Pete smiling? It's not a laughing matter, trust me. Oh, Roomy's getting him pretty good right now.
Well, number 71 is Elmer Dessens.
Got some numbers, don't they? Not that all of them are retired. The Yankees, you could understand that with the number of retired numbers they have in their organization. I'm not sure the Pirates have that problem.
So Vinny gives it a ride, but it dies at the wall in the glove of Martin, and now Helton is in the dirt, ball 1. Helton gave it a ride in the 1st inning. A fly ball to Martin near the warning track in the corner. Dante at second base with 2 outs. I'd like to get that run home, make it 5-3. Two and 0. Helton, a .331 hitter at Coors Field. All 3-0.
He's another of the many with the Rockies, hitting .368 with men in scoring position and 5 home runs.
Got a bag open here. You see the respect this rookie is getting. Takes the strike. It's 3-1. See if Van Poppel gives him something to hit. It wasn't what Todd was looking for, so he takes it for a strike, and now it's 3-2. Foul back. Rockies with 3 games against the Pirates, then they hit the highways. Head to Chicago and then Pittsburgh. We'll broadcast all 3 of these games on this homestand right here on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. Don Baylor hoping that Helton can come through here with 2 outs. Fouls it away again. Jeff Bagwell hit his 22nd. Moises Alou is 26th. Houston scored 5 in the 1st, and then they lead the Marlins 5-0. Jim Leland, the skipper of the Marlins, saying, "I don't think we can play any worse." So, well, stick around. We might.
It's got to make you feel good if you're wearing a Florida Marlins uniform, doesn't it?
Really. Base hit left field. Here comes Bichette. They're going to wave him home and test the arm of Martin. The throw to the plate. He is Pirates leading, and we go to the 5th inning, 5-2. Pirates scoring 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 more in the third. Leading off is Young. The Pirates with 9 hits, 5 of them in that first inning. Hot shot down to Vinny. He's got it. His sure hands and his great arm throw out Kevin Young. 1 out in the 5th.
How many times have you seen it, Dave, where a ball club will come in and score 4 or 5 runs early against the Rockies and then think, almost become content. They won't score a lot more, and all of a sudden you look up in the 6th, 7th inning, the Rockies down by 1 or 2, put a little surge together. That's why it's important for Mark Brownson to go out and pitch some scoreless innings.
Give the offense some time to catch up. Well, what happens is they get complacent. You get 4 in the first or 3 in the first, and you think, well, that's a great start. Well, the Rockies are used to it here, so they see something like that, and they go, all right, we've got to come back. And more times than not, they have in the past. Whereas the opposition, if they're playing at Three River Stadium, they get 4 in the first, they're putting it into cruise control at that point.
Well, absolutely, because you got a much bigger ballpark. Your ball's not going to go out. But you know, you look at their lineup, Dave, only 2 guys hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position, whereas the Rockies, 7 out of 8 are hitting over 300. So they're going to score some runs and be active.
The 1-2 pitch is a little bit low. Zaggy in, big night. RBI single and a solo home run. And now another single. So Guillen off to a great night for the Pirates. That doesn't even count our Discover Card payback playback. The great throw from right field.
Look at the throw as he goes back against the right field fence, jumps, tries to catch. The ball hits him on the shoulder, and he comes up firing. Napi Perez all the way around second, out by about 5 or 6 feet. Pretty good block by Olsik, also at third base.
Yeah, well, he's a catcher.
No, that's true. Forgot about that part. He is a catcher playing third base.
Here's Al Martin. Change up. He fouls it back. Strike 1. That was a throw. Raul Mondesi type throw. Larry Walker. A little bit earlier in his career, even Walker will tell you his arm not what it was a couple of years ago. Perhaps more accurate now, but not as strong. High fly ball, deep right field. Walker, he doesn't even see it. It's in the bullpen for a home run. Walker went back like, where is it? Well, it was in the bullpen. No chance for him. The 13th home run for Martin off the Rockies, and the 10th home run for him this year. So Brownson not able to do his job to keep the Pirates off the board.
No, he's going to get a pitch trying to come inside hard on Martin. Martin with good power. As you said, 12 home runs career-wise against the Rockies. Gets all of this one to right field. Yesterday's ball game, Walker had a tough time picking up the home run off the bat of Willie McGee. I think it gets in the light standards above the third baseline and causes a lot of difficulty.
Well, it's obvious that Brownson is just a shadow of himself from his start in Houston. Frank Funk knows that, and he's got action in the bullpen. Bill Hayes, the bullpen coach, saying, come on, speed it up, let's go. Got to get you ready in a hurry. Bobby Jones out there throwing.
Well, Brownson was due to be the 3rd hitter in the inning. This ball game 5-2 at the start of the top half of the 5th. Don Baylor looks like he may have seen enough.
Don Baylor looking out at the bullpen, a slow walk, and now he's going to make the signal. So Don Baylor has seen enough from Mark Brownson here tonight. His first start at Coors Field, not a successful one. He does not even survive the 5th inning, giving up 2 home runs to the Pirates, a team that had hit just 3 home runs in the last 78 innings coming into this ball game. So a Dodge pitching change. Out goes Brownson, and in comes Bobby Jones. We'll be back to tell you more about Jones when we come back to Coors Field in a moment. Well, the Astros got no runs on 4 hits. The Pirates 7 runs so far on 12 hits. Sunday on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain, it's Formula One racing. Schumacher-Hakkinen, the world's greatest drivers, tenth their medal as the circuit races into Hockenheim, the German Grand Prix. Sunday, be there. 2 o'clock Mountain on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
I like that. Bobby Jones comes on to make a relief appearance after making all the starts that he has. 4-4 on the year, 56 strikeouts, just 36 walks. Well, he's able to get out of this inning without allowing Usyk to score from first. His earned run average, that'll be Mark Brownson, will be 609 after tonight's ball game.
Went from 0 to 6 in a hurry.
Yeah, it sure did.
Line drive over the head of Perez. Gets by Bichette. Into third goes Usyk. They're going to wave him home. Here comes the relay from Perez. They got him at the plate. Yes!
Manwaring get up the line. Look at him squat down, bracing himself for the collision, the catch, the tag. Never lets him get into home plate. Now watch how he rolls away. That's how you protect your legs. A lot of hitters try to take that leg out. See how they tried to take his leg out. But when you're squatted down like that as a catcher, all your force is theirs, and the runner slows down as it gets into the dirt area and starts to slide. Manwaring's had about 4 of those in the last week and a half.
Well, it's a single for Collier, and Poppel, the batter. He goes to second on the error on the left fielder Bichette. The put out goes 8-6-2 if you're keeping score. A little bit low. 3-0 to Van Poppel. Jones working in relief. First time since the 15th of May. Did it against the Milwaukee Brewers, and after that he became a starter. Inside, he walks the pitcher on 4 pitches. So far Jones has given up a single to Collier, and he walks Van Poppel. The line complete on Brownson with Usyk out at the plate. He gives up 7 runs, all earned, on 12 hits. He struck out just 1, and he walked 1. All that in 4 1/3 innings. Up too high to Tony Womack. Into center field. Hurts standing right there, camping under it. He's got it, and that'll do it. Well, Jones, a little help from his defense on the relay throw at the plate. Gets out of the jam in the 5th inning. Halfway through, the Pirates by 5. Pirates lead at 7-2 as the Rockies come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning with George Frazier. I'm Dave Armstrong. Well, Mark Brownson, brilliant in his debut, but boy, tonight he got roughed up by these Pirates.
Well, he really did. 12 hits and 7 runs and just 4 in the 3rd inning. I think with Brownson, what he had to do tonight was come out and get adjusted to this ballpark more than anything else, because it is a packed house here. It wasn't in Houston. A lot more pressure on him whenever you get all of the media hype that was put into the outing that he had. But then again, look at it with just 13 hits, or he gave up 12 hits in those innings. Only 3 of them hit very hard. So 9 or 10 hits that hardly hit at all. A lot of them out in no man's land. It's just unfortunate that he had to pay the price, and the Rockies trail 7-2.
Well, let's see if they can come back. Lansing fouls the first pitch. Back on the screen, strike 1. Lansing lined the ball hard to center field his first time up. Hit it right on the button, but it stayed in the air all the way to the center fielder Ward. Each team has thrown out a runner at the plate. Curveball staying high from Van Poppel. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lansing. Lansing, Manwaring, and then probably Bobby Jones. Although there is somebody warming up in the bullpen. So we'll see. Maybe Jones just came in to get a couple of batters. 3 balls and a strike to Lansing. Jerry DePoto warming up. Line drive, center field again. Boy, that's like deja vu all over again for Lansing. Now tonight after the game, it's Fox Sports News primetime. You're going to see it all. All the scores, all the stories, everything you want to know about your hometown team. 7 nights a week. It's Fox Sports News primetime tonight right after the game. Now Manwaring. Manwaring struck out looking his first time up. Limited action in both leagues tonight. This game one of just 4 in the National League, only 2 games in the American League. And in the American League, former Rocky Brian Ricard gets his first win of the year. Strike 2 and 1. Wade Boggs hit his 6th home run. Tampa Bay beat the A's 11-5. Boy, all of a sudden the A's, they've lost 7 in a row. Down too low with a changeup, and it's 3 and 1. Tim Salmon and Phil Nevin have each homered for the Angels. They lead the Royals 6-1 in the 8th. I'll tell you about the National League in a minute. Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Squiver to right, base hit for Manwaring. And Bobby Jones is going to hit for himself here in the 5th inning.
I think Don Baylor figuring that the bullpen could get blown out in a hurry and you use them up in a ball game that's 7-2 and it's just the bottom half of the 5th inning. Let Jones hit for himself. Not only that, Bobby Jones on the year hitting 154. He's gotten 4 hits, and one of those a double and an RBI. So he swings the bat well. He runs the bases well. The bench a little bit short right now with White being sent back to AAA. So Don trying to hold all the guns back for the later part of the ball game.
You see the numbers on Jones offensively. Hey, come out to the ballpark tomorrow. First 20,000 fans receive a coffee mug. Compliments of Hoover. Nobody gets the coffee mugs like Hoover. Nobody. Game tomorrow starts at 7. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Pirate defense is sending everyone, 1st and 3rd, and Van Poppel off the mound to try to get the double play with Manwaring at first base and below average speed. They were set up to try to get the double play or at least get the lead run at second base.
Final in from Houston at the Astrodome. He bunts through that one, and it's 1-2. Jose Lima goes to 9-6. Astros stop a 2-game skid. They beat the Marlins 9-1. Home runs from Alou and Bagwell. At Arizona just underway. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks. The Rockies, in case you're wondering, in the wild card, 13 back. The Cubs right now would be the wild card representative in the National League. Up and in. He got it back in time, and it's 2-2. Angel Hernandez is the home plate umpire. We've shown you Randy Marsh a couple of times at first. Greg Bonet umpiring at second, and Bill Hahn at third. Gets the bunt down with 2 strikes. And Poppel will go to first. Manwaring advances to second on the sacrifice. Oh, chance for Perez to drive home a run. He doubled his last time up. That was the play where he tried to stretch it to a triple. And Guillen threw him out from the warning track. I mean, from the warning track to to third base, letter high in the air. A Roberto Clemente type throw from right field. A blooper foul out of play. Strike to Perez. Great feat to hit for the cycle, George, in a game that's more rare than a no-hitter.
Think of how many guys played this game, the great ones, that never accomplished that. And I'll tell you, the number of years he had played, the cycle this year, and maybe got that out of the way in a hurry.
Yep. Well, only 2 cycles in Rockies history, both this year. Says about all you need to know about how tough it is to hit for the cycle. All the great hitters and all the great hitting for the Rockies. Perez left this one to left field. Martin going back. He's there, and that'll do it. Well, the Rockies strand Manwaring at second base. Game's official, 5 in the books, and the Pirates lead it 7-2. Bobby Jones ready to go to work in the 6th inning. The Pirates will send up Kendall, Ward, and Young. Rocky Mountain News proud to support Children's Hospital. Be a fan of your kid. As a dad, you are a key player at home. For more information on ideas on being a good father, call 303-864-KIDS, or you can visit them online. Don Baylor watching his kids trail the Pirates 7-2. Jason Kendall, the batter, hitting .339. 2 singles and a walk tonight. Pirates are going to get a brand new ballpark. So are the Steelers. Build a football stadium in Pittsburgh and a baseball park.
Pretty amazing when you think that that ball club was hunting for ownership 3 or 4 years ago. Now all of a sudden the tax dollars going out for a new ballpark.
And the voters voted it down soundly at the ballots last November. Somehow, some way they came up with the money to do it. And they're going to build it on both sides of Three Rivers. Football stadium on one side, the baseball stadium on the other, and they're going to build them simultaneously. The baseball park will be ready for the 2001 season. Football stadium will be ready later that year. They say 20,000 workers are going to be involved in those 2 projects.
Wow. You know, the only bad thing I think about building a new stadium is putting to rest all the old memories of the old ballparks. The home runs hit by different players. And I think of George Steinbrenner trying to move the Yankees out of Yankee Stadium and the history inside that ballpark. Yeah. That's the only thing.
Well, I'd say that's true, yeah, for Yankee Stadium, yeah, but for Three Rivers, you got a lot of memories of Three Rivers.
Well, you got guys there like Willie Stargell and Dave Parker that probably have some pretty good memories of that ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Rooker probably has some pretty good memories. John Candelaria, Omar Marino.
Okay. Kent Colby.
Do they still have that number 8 in the upper deck?
Another walk for Kendall. Well, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, I got to see if they have that number 8 up there. I didn't give it up.
You did?
No.
You ever give up one?
Not that I can remember. No. He kept trying to hit the dry side and hit those ground balls to second.
Turner Ward, the batter. Well, he looks like an aberration in the middle of the Pirates lineup right now. 0 for 3, but he does have an RBI when he grounded out to second in the 2nd. That was with the bases loaded. Would have been a double play ball. Got up on Lansing. He was able to get Ward at first, but a run scored.
Well, you don't want Bobby Jones to go out there and struggle. He had a good outing in his last outing as a starting pitcher, gave up 3 runs in 7 innings. So You want to see him go out and have some success. And this may throw him mentally for a loop a little bit coming out of the bullpen tonight.
Sure.
It was his day to work on the side. Instead of working on the side, you're in a ball game.
Right.
That after making 11 starts, if I'm not mistaken.
Little blooper. That's going to drop for a hit. Kendall's going to try to go from first to third. Nope. He puts on the brakes and stays at second.
That's the 14th hit by the Pirates, and again, probably 10 of those have not been hit hard at all. And you see Kurt Manwaring with a pat on the back to Bobby Jones, saying, "Get the ball down, keep it right where you are, and keep throwing strikes. Let's get right after him."
Well, you always pitched in relief, so you knew driving to the ballpark on almost an everyday basis you could get in there. I mean, if you had thrown 3-4 games in a row, you might not, but it was a rare day when you drove to the ballpark thinking you definitely won't be in.
Well, that's when you threw 4 or 5 innings the night before, or you'd thrown 4 or 5 days in a row.
Right.
You knew you weren't going to get to pitch that night, and it was actually one of the most pleasant drives you've ever had as a relief pitcher.
I'll bet.
Because you did, I mean, you start feeling the tension and the pressure once you left the house all the way to the ballpark in the car. But when you know you weren't going to throw, you came in, you put your tennis shoes on, you shagged all over the outfield, you had a ball.
Little pop-up. That's an out. Manwaring makes the catch. So the first out recorded here in the 6th inning. He caught that in foul territory. Had the ball moved into fair territory, it would have been the infield fly rule. That was the call of the home plate umpire. Not an infield fly. So if the ball's in foul territory. Now Jose Guillen, he's had a huge night. A great throw, 2 singles and a home run. 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. Strike one. Every starter for the Pirates has hit at least 1 home run. Or excuse me, has had at least 1 hit. Not that bad.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, 14 hits by the Pirates. At least 1 hit, not 1 home run. They've hit 2 home runs. There go the runners. Throw down to third. Got it! Perfect throw from Manwaring. Kendall caught stealing for only the 2nd time this year.
Trying to get the jump. You see Vinny move with the pitch headed to third base. It's a fastball away, and it's an easy throw for Manwaring over the top of the head of Guillen. Now coming right back with it from behind home plate. Good shot, Woody. And the tag and the out.
That's a big out. Now a runner at second and 2 outs. 2 balls and a strike. So Manwaring guns down Kendall. Pirates trying the double steal. Wasn't a pitch out, but it kind of worked the same way. Tapped up the middle. Lansing's got it. His throw to first, not in time. Advancing to third, Ward. So an infield single for Guillen. He has 4 hits tonight.
Ball back up the middle. This is one of the toughest plays for a second baseman because your momentum taking you into the outfield, and you've got to throw across your body back to the bag. That is a very, very tough play to make. Lansing does a nice job of trying to complete it. Just the throw a little bit late. Guillen's safe.
Now Al Martin, who had a 2-run homer his last time up, strike 1. Well, Guillen, a career high 4 hits in 1 game. Fly ball left field. Bichette drifting back. He's there. That'll do it. So the Pirates get a walk and 2 hits, but they stay off the scoreboard. After 5½, it's the Pirates 7, the Rockies 2. Colorado Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain is brought to you by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By United Airlines. You deserve a higher level of service. That's why United is rising. And by your Front Range Jeep dealers. With George Frazier, I'm Dave Armstrong at Coors Field. The Rockies trailing the Pirates 7-2. They've been out-hit by Pittsburgh 15-6. Here's Ellis Burks 0 for 2. Van Poppel coming over from the Texas Rangers. Change up, foul back, 2 strikes on Burks. It was a trade that sent Esteban Loaiza from Pittsburgh to Texas. Van Poppel has been with the A's, of course, where he was drafted, the Angels, the Royals, Texas, and now Pittsburgh.
Well, I think with Van Poppel, they just took the gamble that he could come over here and maybe renew his career that he had. When he first signed, he was a guy that threw extremely hard. He was 93, 96, had some arm problems, tried to come back from those, but he had to grow up at the major league level. It wasn't that progression that you see a Mark Brownson takes.
Yes.
It was a progression of, you're in the big leagues, kid. You got to get somebody out.
Some are ready to handle that right away. Some, quite frankly, are not, like David Clyde. Then you have a Kerry Wood on the other side who's 20 years old, and he's taken the game by storm.
Kerry Wood, another name that comes to mind that handled it beautifully was Dwight Gooden.
Yes.
When he came to the big leagues in one of the toughest markets, that in New York City, when he came to the big leagues with the Mets.
Another guy, Brett Saberhagen, who won a Cy Young Award at the age of 20. Down to the shortstop, Collier. He throws out Burks. Boy, just keeping his foot on the bag. Young, 1 out in the 6th inning.
You look at the hitters tonight, 1 through 5. The last 6 games, they hit 420 with 9 home runs. Tonight they're hitting 333 with a home run.
That's not bad.
Not too bad, but they got spoiled, the crowd and us, a little bit with that the last 6 games with all the home runs.
Boy, Walker had a good cut at that fastball, but fouls it back.
So
Walker with a double and a run scored his last time up.
Put a lot of thought process as far as announcers and opposing managers to Van Poppel. And once you go into the 3rd trip through the lineup, and he's in it now, Walker got a pretty good cut at a fastball up.
By the way, there was some rumors that Walker was being offered to Cleveland for Kenny Lofton. Not true. Not even close to the truth. Walker's never made that offer. Hit hard to left field. Martin going back, looking up, it's gone! Walker with a dozen. Comes through. Rocky's 2nd home run of the night. They pull one closer.
Asking for the ball down and away, and he gets it away, but up in the strike zone, and when he does, it's gone. Now watch Van Poppel. He's trying to put that ball down in the outer half. You know, you talked about the Pirates saying he got the ball up in the strike zone when he pitched in Florida. Well, he got it up that time to Walker. Walker took it opposite field, which is a great indication the elbow's feeling better.
Walker's put up extremely impressive numbers this year. Really the only thing down, the home runs and RBIs. But his average is up. He has a league-leading 36 doubles, including 1 tonight. His defense has been solid in right field. He's on track to win another Gold Glove. Larry Walker, if you didn't compare it to last year, you'd say, wow, what a year he's having.
It's getting a lot better than what it was as far as the RBIs and the home runs.
Bichette hits a little broken bat number, twisting foul. Young going over. No, he didn't make the catch. What an effort, though. Well, Walker, with that home run now hitting .338, just 1 point behind Kendall and Bichette.
Watch the effort as he goes over and tries to slide. You see the fan reach over, but he had no chance to make the catch. Nice effort by Mr. Young.
One ball, 2 strikes to Bichette. Bichette with 2 strikes his last time up, singled home Larry Walker. And he stays alive here. Well, you see the National League leaders. Look at this. Bichette, Kendall, Walker. If you extended it down just a little bit, Castillo's hitting .326. That's quite a race. That trio at the top, George.
Really is, with those guys going. And then, you know, you always have in the back of your mind, even though he's not in that top number, Tony Gwynn.
Yep. He's way back right now. But, yeah, you're right. With 8 batting titles, he has earned that respect of looking over your shoulder. High pop-up, shallow right field. Out goes Womack. In comes Guillen. Now it's Young who makes the catch. 2 gone in the 6th inning. Earlier tonight on the pregame report, we answered a Merrill Lynch fan mail question. If you have a trivia question or any baseball-related question you would like answered on the show, just email us at pregamereport@foxsports.net. If we use your question, you'll receive a personalized financial plan from Merrill Lynch, Financial Foundation, and a Fox Sports prize package. Vinny Castilla looks at one in the dirt. Ball 1. Vinny hit number 34 tonight and almost hit number 35. Last time he had a line drive. Martin went back and he took it right at the wall. And now out comes Gene Lamont. He wants to go out and talk to his pitcher, Van Poppel, but he's bringing his trainer with him. He wants to make sure that Van Poppel is okay. So this will not be an official visit to the mound.
Van Poppel's had some problems with the arm in time. I'm sure that's what they're checking, although he's showing a little bit of the lower back. Let me take this last pitch. He says he's fine. Well, Angel Hernandez, I'm feel good. Now let's watch the follow through and see what happens. The foul bounced about 10 feet out in front of home plate. Look at it. See him cringe a little bit?
Looked a little woozy, didn't he?
He did. Wow. Haven't seen that before. That's his 96th pitch in the ball game.
Ken Merker had to leave last night's game. Kind of got a case of the shakes.
Well, he got a head cold of it. It was hot yesterday. You know, through the medication that he was taking to help prevent getting some congestion, but it ended up eating him up, and he had to leave the ball game.
Inside, 2-1. Rockies still very much a part of this game, trailing by 4, 7-3, despite being out hit 15-7. In the dirt, 3-1. George Brett on the Fox broadcast on Saturday felt like Vinny had an outside chance to break Maris's record. And with 1 tonight, he's getting a little bit closer. Swing and a miss. Vinny trailing McGuire, who has 44, and Sosa, who has 38. Vaughn, who has 37, but then Vinny, 1 ahead of Galarraga now. The 3-2 pitch hit deep to left field, and it is gone. He's done it again. Van Poppel's not feeling too good now, but this crowd is. Vinny hits 2 home runs in a game again.
Man, 35th home run on the year for Vinny Castilla. Same pitch, same location. This one just about 50 feet farther. That one didn't have a chance to get up the tunnel. It was off the facing of the tunnel.
Great shot by our cameraman Roger out there down the left field line, following it all the way down to the tunnel. Vinny Castilla with 2 home runs tonight, numbers 34 and 35. Interesting, when Vinny came to the ballpark tonight, Jeff Reed said, Vinny, come on, 2 home runs in a game. We've seen you do that dozens of times. Why don't you hit 3?
Well, he might get a chance. He will get a chance tonight to hit 3.
Yeah, he will. And just like that, with a 2 solo blasts here in the 6th inning, the Rockies have pulled to within 3. Todd Helton, the batter. Helton singled his last time up. His single to left field, trying to score Bichette from second. Dante was thrown out at the plate. 18 times Vinny has hit more than one home run in a game. 4 times this year. Popped up down the line. Osick got it in foul territory. But the Rockies hit 2 home runs in the 6th inning. First guy to do it, Larry Walker. Last guy to do it, Vinny Castilla. So Walker with a solo blast, number 12 for him. Vinny Castilla, a solo blast, number 35 for him. The Pirates' lead has been trimmed to 3. Oh, Vinny Castilla, his 2nd home run of the night. That's, by the way, 18 multiple homer games, a new club record. He was tied with Galarraga 4 times this year. He's done it. And a new pitcher for the Rockies. Tell him about Jerry Dipoto, George.
Well, Jerry's coming on after making his longest outing of the year of 2 innings against the Cardinals. This is his 46th appearance, 14 saves, 35 strikeouts. Was the closer the first half, struggled. Now they put him down into the bullpen with closer by committee. He could still get the call to do that, but tonight he gets the call to come in and hold down the Pirates. Get an opportunity to get a win. This probably only go 1 inning since no double switch occurred, and he's the 3rd hitter in the lineup.
Let's take a quick look at our Jeep division standings, brought to you by Jeep. Makes sense. There's the Jeep division standings. Who else would they be brought to you by?
By Jeep.
Yeah. Well, there's San Diego sitting on top, and they don't play tonight. That was a quick look. San Francisco 13 back.
Well, you told him a quick look. What do you want? He said you want a quick look.
That was quick.
Okay.
So quick I couldn't read it. Arizona 31.5 back.
Isn't it beautiful?
There's Jerry. There's somebody out there that memorized all those numbers as they came up. Here's Keith Osick leading off against Dipoto. And a chance to chat with Jerry briefly tonight. He had a lengthy chat with Tracy Ringlesby, who works for us on the pregame show. And look for a column tomorrow by Tracy with regards to Jerry Dipoto, who was, there's Tracy. In fact, he's probably working on that article as we speak. He talked to Jerry, who was sorely misquoted in the papers after his outing where he came out and kind of went off the mound and wasn't happy with being taken out, and kind of a brouhaha between Dipoto and the ball club and the reporters mostly. And Jerry saying that his comments not only taken out of context but totally misquoted. You'll get the true story tomorrow in the Tracy Ringlesby column in the Rocky Mountain News. Jerry Dipoto, when I read some of those comments that were attributed to him, I said, George, that didn't sound like Jerry. I mean, he is the ultimate team guy.
Well, he really is. That's the reason, even though he was out of the closer's role, he still cheered for the other guys coming in, pulling for his teammates.
Yep. He's the best. I mean, folks, as far as character is concerned, you will find none finer than Jerry Dipoto. This guy is solid, Dipoto. He's a friend. I'll stick up for him. Because I tell you what, he's gone through some tough times this year, no question about it. And we say tough times. He's got 14 saves, only blown 3 saves. That's not that tough. But he's handled it with a lot of class and a lot of dignity. And he hasn't ever mentioned about money and looking at contracts and things like that. He's always looked at the team first.
Well, one thing with Dipoto is that he knows as long as he can throw the ball above 90 with a snappy slider, he'll have a job in the big leagues. But it's hard for a relief pitcher to go to bed at night and get some good sleep whenever you've given up a 2-run home run to lose a ball game.
Sure it is. Here's Collier. The 1-2 pitch. Hits it out into right center field. Walker. He goes over to handle that one. 2 gone in the 7th inning. Now Mark Smith will come up to pinch hit for Van Poppel. So Mark Smith hitting for Van Poppel. His night's work is done after 6 innings, giving up 4 runs on 8 hits. Van Poppel struck out 2, and to his credit, did not walk a batter.
There were 101 pitches in the ball game, which is once he reached that pitch count. I think when he slipped and we saw him cringe with the back, that Gene Lamont had seen enough anyway.
I agree.
Well, his record will stay intact against National League teams. He's 2-0 lifetime. Can't get the loss in this ball game.
Nope. Can only be the winner. Doesn't mean the Pirates will win the game. It just means that Van Poppel can only be the winner. The Rockies come back and win it, it'll be charged to somebody else, the loss. Outside, 2-1. By the way, Rockies baseball brought to you by our friends. They are friends at Kaufman's Tall and Big Men Shop. Right now they have a semi-annual sale going on with savings up to 50% off on the greatest clothes you will ever find for a tall or big man. George and I feature their clothes here on the Rockies Broadcasting Network.
Make sure you bring that tie with you.
You like that one?
Well, I went by and bought a black coat, so it fit right in with my black coat.
You want to borrow my tie?
I'm just going to take it. No, you can't have it. Quit looking.
Well, you've kind of shaped you up a little bit this
Max
year.
does a pretty good job over there.
Yeah, you came in with just a blue blazer. Now all of a sudden,
that's right. Some gray slacks and beige slacks, and let's go get them for 125.
Right. And boy, we've shaped you up a little bit. Into center field off the bat of Smith. Burks handles that, and DePoto works a 1-2-3-7. Stretch time at Coors Field with the Pirates leading 7-4. Now, for a look at what's ahead on Fox Sports News after the game, we go to the Fox Network Center. Welcome back to Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. Jerry DePoto working a 1-2-3 seventh inning. In fact, the first time tonight, the Pirates have been retired in order. New pitcher for Pittsburgh is Elmer Dessens. Elmer Dessens signed as a non-drafted free agent way back in '93. Last year, he spent a full season with the Mexico City Red Devils. First man he faces is Mike Lansing.
Good fastball, slider. Got a good arm, can pitch every day. They have found some people overseas, or
from Mexico,
Latin America, particularly with Mexico, that they have got some tremendous talent. They've been able to go and accumulate.
Well, they just traded one away too, and Esteban Loaiza fouled away by Lansing. 2 balls and a strike.
That's what Doug Melvin, the general manager of the Texas Rangers, made the comment that when they traded for him, they knew they had somebody they could use for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he's a young one. Loaiza. I think he's like 26, 27 years old. Inside, 3-1. Elmer Dessens from Mexico, from Hermosillo. Strike 3-2.
It's kind of a shame for Lansing. He has hit 2 bullets to dead center field and has nothing to show for it. He scalded both of those pitches.
Looking up Loaiza, he is 26. This one, a broken bat looper out into left center. It'll drop for a hit. Well, there's a little payback for Lansing.
Yeah, finally a little justice. Lansing works the count back to 3-2 and then takes a fastball up. It out into the outfield, and neither one of them can get to it. Martin or Ward. Ball's in for a base hit. That after just scalding 2 balls off of Van Poppel, then he gets the bloop single to left field.
John Vanderwall now will pinch hit for Manwaring. Rockies very much a part of it, trailing just by 3. Another Mexican pitcher for Pittsburgh Pirates, Ricardo Rincon. Their relief pitchers. Got some good lefties out in that pen, Rincon and Christensen, and the Braves are interested in either one. Figuring in Pittsburgh that one of those 2 guys is going to be heading to Atlanta before the week is over. All of his home runs coming against right-handed pitchers this year. including one off Greg Maddux. Maddux has only given up 5 home runs all year. Swing and a miss. Lansing aboard with a lead single. The 0-2 pitch to Vanderwall. Just missed outside. Fastball clocked at 95. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elmer Dawsons, I guess, is the correct way to pronounce his name. Only 3 games with the Pirates last year. 2-2 pitch is hit foul. Briefly with Pittsburgh also in '96. Dawson, he had 19 consecutive scoreless innings earlier this year. That was snapped on the 22nd of June, and since then he's given up 6 earned runs in 9 innings. Elmer Dawson's fallen on some hard times after starting off so well. 2-2 pitch is outside. What a good at bat by Vanderwall. He's fouled off a couple of pitches. He started 0-2 right in the hole, and he's dug his way out of that hole to run the count full. Now we'll see what they do with Lansing, trailing by 3 with nobody out. There goes Lansing. He slipped a little bit coming out of the gate. Maybe a good thing that Vanderwall able to foul it off. So the battle goes on between Elmer Dawsons and John Vanderwall. For a 7th inning comeback. Lansing not going this time, and it's drilled into the corner. That's a foul. Fair ball, fair ball. Originally he held up his arms, but then he changed the sign. The third base umpire, Bill Hahn, first put up his hands and then went, no, fair ball. So a double for Vanderwall. Lansing stops at third.
3-2 count into Vanderwall, trying to come with a sinker away, and Vandy does a really good job of going with the pitch and trying to take it down the left field line. I watch the chalk fly as it hits.
Ooh.
Oops.
Whoops. That looked like a foul ball on that replay. Rockies might have caught a break here in the 7th inning. Well, it goes as a double for Vanderwall. And now Reed will pinch hit in the pitcher spot. 2 on in scoring position with nobody out. Ball 1. Boy, what a good at bat though by John Vanderwall, George.
It really was, and the Rockies come out with a double and runners at second, third, nobody out. They're only trailing by 3 runs. Base hit will score 2 here, or it should. 22nd RBI for Jeff Reed, and a good job of hitting by Reed and a good job of base running by Mike Lansing. High fives out of the dugout, a ball away and down from Reed, and he just takes it the opposite field versus trying to pull it.
So Reed comes through with a sac fly and the RBI. Rockies have again pulled one closer. The Rockies now with 3 unanswered runs to pull to within 2 at 7-5. And now Neifi Perez. Perez swings through, strike 1. Ball's got a little dip to it.
Sure does. He's got a very good sinker that dances down and away from the left-handed hitters, and he gets way up on top of it, almost exaggerates. As you said, won 16 balls in the Mexican League last year for the Mexico City Reds.
The 0-1 pitch, down low.
Getting the fastball down and in, moving out of the box immediately when he hits it down into the gap in right field. He's going to give it another try against Guillen and head for third base. This time the relay from Womack not in time. Neifi ends up safe. Watch it from the throw in right field. Guillen's got to play it off the wall, and the perfect throw inside to Womack. Womack has trouble and throws it into the ground on the relay thrower. Neifi may have been a dead duck then, but the pressure was put on by Neifi. And he comes out on top now, and the Rockies trail by 1 with 1 out. And Ellis Burks at the plate.
George Key for Neifi to get to third there with 1 out. Now he can score on a fly ball.
Well, you like to see the pressure. You know, we talked about in the open, has this ball club slowed down or given up or stopped trying to play hard? That's good evidence of it right there, folks, that it hasn't happened.
Boy, the Rockies have really climbed up off the mat in this one. Down 3-0 after 1. Down 4-0 after 1.5. Then they were down 7-2, but have come back now with 4 unanswered runs to pull to within 1. Ellis Burks looks at a strike. The Pirates bringing their infield in. You see how the Rockies have come back since the 2 runs by the Pirates in the 5th inning. It's been all Colorado. Burks looking for his first hit, really trying to get the ball airborne to get Perez home from third. And he will. Fly ball right field. Oh, you're going to test the arm of Guillen. Perez says no, not this time. So Neifi doesn't chance it after being thrown out by Guillen from the warning track at third. He doesn't chance it here. And there are 2 outs in the 7th.
Look at the arm from Guillen and the windup and the throw to home plate, and it's strike 1. Perfect throw about 10 feet up the line to Kindle the catcher. Guillen says you didn't want to test it. So far he's won the battle with Neifi Perez, 2 out of 3, and Gene Lamont says it's time to make a switch.
Ricardo Rincon, their closer for Pittsburgh. He's been working in the pen, a left-hander, and no chance for Gene Lamont to allow his pitcher Dawson's to face the left-handed hitting Larry Walker. So he goes to the pen, a pitching change, and in comes Ricardo Rincon. He's coming in to face Larry Walker. We'll watch the confrontation in a moment. Rockies have pulled to within 1 thanks to the Neifi Perez triple. By the way, his 7th of the year, which puts into a 4-way tie for the lead in the National League in that department. Tonight at midnight, it's the last word. Jim Rome tells it like it is, shooting straight from the lip, mixing it up with the biggest names in sports. The last word tonight at midnight. night, right here on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. Ricardo Rincon coming on to face Larry Walker.
You see the 11 saves.
And the hot-hitting Bichette in the on-deck circle. Too high, 3-0. Rincon has made 5 straight scoreless appearances. A 3-0 pitch to Walker. I've never seen him swing 3-0 yet. He remains true to form.
Tells you the type of year that Rincon is having. Left-hander's hitting 123, and he hasn't given up a home run to him. Right-hander's just 210.
Pops it up, twisting foul, and it's over the dugout. Three balls, 2 strikes to Larry Walker. So Rincon and Walker have gone as far as they can go. Inside, ball 4. Here comes Bichette.
Look at the center field location. You see Kendall set up on the inner half. He has to reach for it. That's the ball, and Gene Lamont headed to the mound.
Well, Lamont's not going to let Rincon, a left-hander, face Dante Bichette with Vinny Castilla following. So he makes yet another call to the bullpen. Mike Williams coming in. The wheels are spinning here at Coors Field as Rincon exits stage left, and in comes Williams. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Wow.
Dante Bichette looking out at Mike Williams to see what he can find out. By the way, Bichette has faced Williams 5 times and has 2 hits off it.
Well, you look at Williams' numbers. He's got a 196 earned run average, used mostly as a setup man. He's only been in 11 ball games on the year. He's only given up 16 hits, walked 7, struck out 21. So he's come on now with 2 outs to strike out Dante Bichette.
Well, we'll see if he can. Former with the Royals, with the Phillies. With the Phillies mostly, and that's where Bichette faced him. So now Dante Bichette with a game on the line, and that's dangerous for Pittsburgh. Bottom of the 7th inning. The Rockies have scored 2 here in the 7th inning to pull to within 1 and have runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 out. Bichette singled home Walker in the 4th inning.
Well, if you're Williams, you don't want to be in this position. Dante with 5 home runs, batting .395 with runners in scoring position.
Swing and a miss. Sometimes you wonder if Bichette just tries to get himself into an 0-2 hole.
Okay, I won't swing for the fences now. I'll back off and only try to get some pitches that I can drive into right center field.
I'm saying that with tongue in cheek, folks. Seen that work?
Yes, I have.
Have you had it work?
Yes, I have.
You've done that?
Sure. Jesse Barfield nailed him. First base.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of surprised me as much as it did him, I think. It works.
Dante wants time. At third base, Nafi Perez. They're by way of a triple. Walker walked. The 0-1 pitch to Bichette. Oh, that one really had a lot of dip to it. A slider. And now it is 0-2.
Well, they're keeping everything on Dante down and away, not giving him any opportunity to extend the arms. That ball out of the strike zone. Dante's reaching.
Well, let's see if he can poke it somewhere and get Perez home with a tying run. If Williams thinks this battle is over, he better rethink.
Kendall's setting way up outside. You notice whenever Williams made the attempt to move to third base, Kendall stood up immediately because he doesn't want to give away the location to Dante, the hitter.
Looking away, and Dante able to foul it off.
Here we go again.
Yeah, right.
5 foul offs and then bam. Something in the gap. The look on Dante is keep the ball way away or jam him in hard on his hands. Last 3 pitches been down and away. See, that pitch is tailing away from Dante in the outer half.
Again, the 0-2 pitch. Kendall goes outside. Poked into center field. Ward moving over, though. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it. But the Rockies do score 2. Second one coming home on the triple from Neifi Perez. 7 in the books. The Rockies very much a part of it. Trailing now 7-6. Well, Don Baylor's club has fought back and now trail by just 1, 7-6, with 2 innings to go. Coming up here on the Rockies Baseball Network, we'll have both of the next 2 games against the Pirates right here on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain. Our pregame show starts at 6:30 with Drew Goodman. Then on Friday and Sunday from Chicago, both day games from Wrigley on Denver's WB2. Then back on Fox when we travel to Pittsburgh next week. Mike Dejan coming out of the bullpen for the Rockies, the 4th pitcher used by Colorado tonight. And he'll be throwing to Jeff Reed, who stays in the game. Reed, who drove home a run with a sacrifice fly, stays in behind the plate. He'll continue to hit 9th, and Dejan will hit 8th. Fly ball into right center field. Walker charging hard, and he makes the backhanded grab. So Walker takes extra bases away from Tony Womack. 1 out in the 8th inning.
Even though the Pirates are still ahead, you know they have to have that feeling sitting over in that dugout. How are we going to get through the 8th and 9th inning and not let these guys score any runs? Because as they look at who's coming up, Castillo will lead off the 8th already with 2 home runs. Todd Helton, Mike Lansing has hit the ball hard 3 straight times. And then you go down to the substitutions of Reed and the pitcher spot. But they've got to realize the pressure has been put on them now.
Well, bullpen so far has done a great job in relief of Brownson. Kendall with a high pop-up, shallow center field. Lansing going out, calling for it, and right on his heels is Ellis Burks.
Well, you see Ellis Burks charging right here, but you saw Lansing waving everybody off that he was under and had it. And Burks stays right behind him, and you know that's great concentration by Mike Lansing because you feel the touch behind the back of Ellis Burks. You have a tendency to want to move out from under it. Lansing took charge and made the catch.
So 2 out in the 8th inning. Bobby Jones danced around some trouble in his inning and 2/3 work, but no score. And then Jerry DiPoto with a sterling inning of relief, getting the Pirates in order, and there are 2 down here in the 8th with Turner Ward at the plate. 2-0 to Ward. You can call the Dinger hotline and schedule a time for your personal appearance or get your own autographed Dinger baseball card. 312-2266. Strike at the knees. Ward 1 for 4. Late swing, almost got Jack Lynn, the third base coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pop foul and behind home plate, out of play. A real pitcher's duel in Arizona. Steve Traxel has a no-hitter going through 4 for the Cubs. And Willie Blair, the former Rocky, with a 1-hitter through 4. They move on now to the 5th inning. Just missed inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. For the second straight inning, the Pirates go in order. Dejon sets him down. 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Cuz is going to be leading off. He already has 2 home runs.
This is Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain, brought to you by your Front Range Dodge dealers and by Checker Auto Parts. Let's work together. Now Vinny's been working tonight. Vinny Castile leading off for the Rockies in the 8th, facing Mike Williams. Check swing foul. Vinny with 2 home runs tonight, both solo homers, numbers 34 and 35. Lifted his average a couple of points tonight.
Both those home runs off a mistake by the Pirate pitching, left the ball in the middle half in.
Both of them off Van Poppel.
He got another one there, Dave, that was pretty close. It's lucky that it broke down right at the very end. The batting profile on Vinny Castilla. See that first pitch fastball, likes the ball middle half in. Look at that number with runners in scoring possession. Is that not impressive? 11 home runs.
He has 97 ribbies now with his 2 home runs tonight. Foul tip held by Kendall, and that'll do it. Vinny strikes out. Well, Mike Williams has looked solid with that slider so far to the 2 batters he's faced.
Haven't given a fastball, seen a fastball off of Williams yet. Good location with that slider down and away. You know that slider, I'll take you back a few years, Dave. That slider reminds me of one in his prime of Larry Anderson, who was a relief pitcher with the Phillies and the Seattle Mariners. He threw exclusively sliders, move it inside and outside. That's the first fastball from Williams all night.
He might have taught Anderson, might have taught Williams when they were both with the Phillies. Another fastball, and it's out of the strike zone, and it's 2-0. Hey kids, be a part of the Rockies Rookies Kids Fan Club. You can join by calling 312-2-BAT or save shipping and handling charges. You can enroll at Target or the Rockies Dugout Store. Got something special to announce for all you Rocky rookies too. When you sign up, you're eligible for the special Rookies Run the Bases Day at Coors Field, August the 1st. So call for an application. 2-0 pitch, way off target. 3-0 to help. Obviously, Williams much more comfortable facing right-handed hitters.
Well, I don't think he feels like his fastball is fast enough to get it by the left-handers on the inner half. He just tries to sink it down and away, but he hadn't been able to get it in the strike zone except for that one. That is sinker on the outer half. It's kind of your prototype setup man, Dave. Sinker, slider. Very rarely do you see the change-up, occasional split finger. No guesswork here. He'll try to come right back with that sinker again on that outer half.
And Helton rips it, but on the ground to Womack. Over to Young. 2 outs in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Mike Lansing. Lansing singled to lead off that 7th inning for the Rockies, an inning in which the Rockies scored 2 runs. Lansing single, a bloop single, but he was due after lining out hard to the center fielder Ward twice.
Be interesting to see if Williams goes back to that slider. Looks like he is as Kendall sets up on the outer half of the plate.
There it is.
You know, exclusively to right-handed hitters, they haven't seen anything but the slider.
Another one. Fouled off. It's 0-2. Well, the in-game box score. Perez, Walker, Bichette, Castilla, Helton, Lansing, Manwaring have all gotten a hit. Burke's the only one, 0 for 4. A couple of home runs from Castilla and a home run from Walker. Outside with a slider.
Lansing's able to get on. Greg Colbert in the on-deck circle, and Dave Veers warming up down in the bullpen.
Got him looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Mike Williams. He retired all 4 Rocky hitters he faced. 8 in the books. Pirates hanging on by their chinny chin chin, leading by 1. Well, Gene Lamont's club hanging on, leading at 7-6 as we go to the 9th. Swing and a miss. Dejan coming out for his 2nd inning of relief, facing Young, Guillen, and Martin. Fouled out of play. Scoreless no more in Arizona. Diamondbacks took a 2-0 lead, and then in the 6th inning, Sammy Sosa hit his 39th home run of the year to tie the game at 2-2. So Sammy Sosa with 1 tonight. You know, McGuire made a great point when he was here. He said, if I don't break the record, does that mean I had a bad year? Not at all. He's had a great year, even if he stops now.
Well, that's the point. I think there's a lot more pressure on Mark McGuire than there is Sosa, Griffey, or even now Vinny Castilla or Galarraga.
Strike 3 call. I mean, he's going to hit. I think he'll break the record, but even if he doesn't, he's going to have over 50 home runs, George, and he'll be the first player in Major League history to have 3 consecutive seasons in which he hits 50 or more in the same year.
Well, how can you say it's a bad year or even a bad career? In the 3 years that he does it, he hits over 50. But I think for Mark McGuire to break the record, I think only one thing has to happen. He has to stay healthy.
I agree.
And it's interesting, Dave, they only play one team in the whole month of September that's in contention. That's the Houston Astros.
Ground ball in the hole. Perez has got it. He loads up the gun and fires out Guillen.
Turnabout fair play by Nafi Perez. Remember back when Guillen threw him out at 3rd on a triple in his first hit. Look at the backhand, and he plants his feet so quick. Gets up, makes it look easy. It's in by about a step and a half.
And now Al Martin, right now, his 2-run homer in the 5th inning, the difference in the ball game. Last runs for the Pirates. Swing and a miss and a good slider inside. Nine straight have gone down for the Pirates. That's tapped down to the first baseman, Helton. He's got it. That'll do it. Pirates go in order again for the 3rd consecutive inning. The Rockies coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. A chance. That's what they asked for, and they got it. 7-6 going to the bottom of the 9th. Don Baylor hoping his club can come back. Trailing by 1, going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Greg Colbert will lead off, pinch hitting in what is now the pitcher's spot. He'll be followed by Reed and then Perez. Colburn, a guy who can tie it with one swing of the bat, and there it goes. Deep center field. Ward going back, and it's off the wall. Colburn will be at second base with a lead double. He just missed tying the ball game by a few feet.
Well, you almost called it, Dave, when he said he could tie it with one swing of the bat, and he almost does. The deepest part of the ballpark. A fastball on the middle half. Williams hangs his head and hopes it stays in the ballpark, and it does. But look how it hits off the bottom of the fence. Colburn rounding first. Watch him out of the box. Even though this ball's well hit, Colburn, the ultimate gamer, comes around first base, and the stand-up double now. It'll be up to the Rockies to get that run in. Reed will be up. Gene Lamont will make a double switch.
He's going to bring in Manny Martinez to go into the outfield and bring in a closer. He's going to go to the bullpen, Jason Christensen, to come on, and we'll watch the drama unfold in a moment. Curtis Goodwin goes into pinch run for Colburn. He represents the tying run at second base with nobody out. Coming up right after the game, it's Fox Sports News primetime. We'll have news on Broncos camp up in Greeley. Former Olympian is busted. We'll give you details of that, and also have highlights from the Tour de France bike race. A double switch for the Pirates. Ward, he stays in the ball game, but he moves over to left field, and Martinez moves into play center field. New pitcher is a left-hander, Jason Christensen. The Braves really like this kid.
4 saves on the year, 47 2/3 innings, just 32 hits. But the key number there is 52 strikeouts, 13 walks. He's only given up 1 home run all year in almost 48 innings of work.
Now we'll see what Reed does here with the runner at second and nobody out. He's going to try to bunt him over, and it's a good one. Young will flip to the second baseman, Womack, for the force, but Goodwin now 90 feet away with only 1 out. Good bunt by Reeder to give himself up and get the tying run just 90 feet from home plate, and now a fly ball can tie the ball game.
Now, Navy Perez is coming up, and for the right side, he's hit some long balls this year, 6 to be exact, as far as home runs from the right-hand side. He's got 11 RBIs from that side, and he's only struck out 45 times and 415 at bats.
Infield in for the Pirates. Swing and a miss. Afee, a double and a triple. On his double, he was thrown out at third when Guillen, the right fielder, made a throw from the warning track on the fly to third base to get him. Outside, a ball and a strike. Well, it was Perez who was stranded at third in the 7th inning. He was there with 1 out. Burks at a fly ball to medium depth right field, and Perez didn't challenge the arm of Guillen, who has 12 assists this year. Goodwin, great speed at third base. He and Walker, the fastest guys on the team. Broken bat blooper. It's going to drop. The Rockies have tied it. Perez comes through in the clutch. And let's not forget the contribution of Greg Colburn, who led off with a double.
Pitches inside on Navy Perez. He just tries to drop the head on it and gets it out over. You see Goodwin freeze at third. And once he sees it's dropped, it's headed home for the tying run.
So now the Rockies have climbed all the way back from a 7-2 deficit. Colburn led off with the double. Gene Lamont went to his left-hander. And let's also not forget the contribution of Reed to bunt Goodwin over to third base. with the infield drawn in, no chance for the infielders to get back to that ball. Who knows? Maybe Womack might have gotten to it in a regular position.
Well, it would have been a very difficult play for him. He'd had to run back awfully hard then to gain his balance and make the throw to home plate.
But with a runner at second, if Reed doesn't get the bunt down, then you've got Goodwin at second base. The infield would play back and wouldn't even have to make a throw. But well, that's all a moot point at this project of the night, as the Rockies have tied it 7-7. 13 hits for the Rockies, 15 for the Pirates. And Burks, who is 0 for 4, is down in the hole 1-2. The run charged to Williams. He had retired. First 4 men he faced, and then Colburn greeted him with the pinch double to lead off the ninth. Still just 1 out. Burks goes after the high fastball. Earlier tonight, Atlanta in 10 innings beat Cincinnati 3-2. Houston walloped Florida 9-1. The Cubs in Arizona tied at 2 in the 7th at the Bob. Here at 7-7. Swing and a miss, and down goes Burks.
Pretty good cut fastball down and in. It almost looks like a slider on your screen, but it's a fastball that he'll cut away from or into the right-handers, away from the left-handers. He's got 52 strikeouts and 47 2/3, just 13 walks, and as I said, 1 home run. Now 48 innings.
Now Walker inside. You saw where Kendall was setting up. That pitch nowhere near the target. Walker, a double, a home run, a walk tonight. A chant of Larry going up from the crowd here at Coors Field, hoping that Walker can end it right here. Down low, 2-0. Walker in a great hitter's count. Kendall going outside. Pitch came right back over the plate.
Not a lot of difference in the velocity of his slider and his fastball. The slider clocked at 86, the fastball at 88, 89.
That's not good.
No, it's not good unless you've got pinpoint control. Put it where you want it.
Walker on a good cut, a little bit late though, and he fouls it out of play, and now count even 2-2. A couple of Jeffs working in the bullpen for the Pirates. Jeff Tabaka, a left-hander, and Jeff McCurry, a right-hander. There's McCurry. Tabaka's ready if needed. The Rockies have Dave Veers out there. The 2-2 pitch. That's waved at and missed, and that'll do it for the Rockies. Well, Christensen strikes out 2, but the Rockies tie it up. Nafy Perez with a broken bat bloop single to score Curtis Goodwin with a tying run. We go to the 10th, tied at 7.
You're watching Rockies baseball on Fox Sports Rocky Mountain.
Well, when your life goes into extra innings, find the energy. Feel your Gin Sauna. We're feeling extra innings here. We go to the 10th inning at the corner of 20th and Blake. Dave Veers coming on to face the bottom third of the Pirates order. Oh, Veers coming on. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Rockies. See his numbers on the year. The Pirates this year are 3-6 in extra inning ball games. The Rockies are 4-4, 2-2 here at Coors Field.
Beers yesterday gave up a home run to Willie McGee to right field to make the deficit 3-1. That was the last thing he wanted to do. It was a hanging slider that he left up in the middle of the plate. So he's going to come on now and try to shut him down. Get back in and let that offense swing the bats.
Should point out too, George, that the Pirates are just 11-23 in one-run ball games this year. That's the worst in the National League. Poke foul, 2 strikes on Keith Ozick.
Well, part of that reason too, I think, Dave, is their ball club is not a club that's going to put up a bunch of numbers in groups. They're not going to score 4 or 5 in an inning. So when they get down 2 or 3 and extra on the road or at home, they don't have much of a chance of coming back.
On the double switch, the pitcher is hitting an Al Martin spot, and he made the last out in the 9th inning. A one-hopper. Perez has got it. Ole! Oh, what a play by Nafee.
Makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Oh.
This is a 1-2 fastball from Veers, left right in the middle of the plate. Right at Nafee. He just waits on it, reacts off the dirt, and makes the throw to first for the out.
Oh, 1 out in the 10th inning, and here's Lou Collier. He's singled back in the 5th inning. Last hit for the Pirates, last hit was a single from Jose Guillen way back in the 6th inning.
You think of the job that this bullpen has done from Bobby Jones all the way through to Dipoto, Dejan, and Veers. Well, they still got some guns down in that bullpen. When you start to look at the Rockies bullpen, Leskanick's still down there on the right-hand side, and then you got Munoz and McElroy from the left. So things are still in good hands in the Rockies bullpen.
Yep. Ooh, 1-2. Rocky pitchers have mowed down 11 straight. Another ball, and it's 2-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 10th inning, it's Bichette, Castilla, and Helton. That's fired down the line, but foul. And a souvenir. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lou Collier. Pokes it out to Veers. He's got it. 2 gone. And on the double switch, Manny Martinez, who came in when they made the switch in the 9th inning, will now hit in the number 9 spot in the order. Bullpen has done the job for the Rockies tonight. Look at that, 12 straight.
5 in the 3rd innings, just 3 hits.
All 3 of those hits off Bobby Jones. You look back now, George, that play at the plate to nail Keith Ozick. That's huge in this ball game. That happened back in the 5th inning.
Well, it really was. And you think of the play that maybe Guillen made too at 3rd base on Nafee Perez. There's another run.
Al Martin's throw to get Bichette at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Manny Martinez. last year with Calgary, AAA club for the Pirates. He was recalled on the 5th of May this year. He's also been with the Mariners and with the Phillies. Swing and a miss. Right now, he's with the rest of his teammates in the dugout. Dave Beers gets the side in order. Dante Bichette, he'll lead things off for the Rockies in the bottom of the 10th. He'll be followed by Vinny Castilla, who has 2 home runs tonight.
Fox Sports World is the home of Juventus's Zinedine Zidane, one of FIFA's top 10 players of the year.
Zinedine Zidane has broken through.
Call 1-800-FOX-WORLD if you want 24-hour exposure to the world's best players.
Well, Don Baylor's club has come all the way back, trailing 4-0, trailing 7-2, now 7-7, a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th. And it's Bichette, Castilla, and Helton up. And you'd love to win it right here because the Pirates in the 11th have the top of their order up. Ground ball. Ozek, nice play for a catcher. He made that look pretty easy.
Well, he really did. He charged hard and came in at it and was able to pick it on a short hop and then throw Dante out at first base. Look again at this play. That's not an easy play as it leaves the grass, ends up on the dirt. Scoop and throw to first base. Ozek does a really nice job making the play, getting the out.
Now Vinny Castilla. George, it would be entirely appropriate for Vinny to end this with a home run right here.
Well, I mean, it's kind of gone the way the rest of the night has. Why not? 2 home runs, you might as well get 3. It'll be interesting to see if they give him a pitch up and in the strike zone. Both home runs have come off sliders that were left up in the strike zone off Van Poppel. As a hitter and as Dante grounded out to third base, I wanted to say prior to that at bat, as a home run hitter, when you go to the plate in this situation, that's all you're thinking about.
Drills this one into the gap in right center field. It'll plug the gap. There goes Vinny to second base. He'll stop there with a double. So the Rockies will have a couple of cracks at it. A runner in scoring position with just 1 out.
How about Vinny Castilla in the month of July? 420 with the average entering the game, now with 12 home runs. Unbelievable. Tried to run that slider down and away, and it didn't work. Vinny comes out, puts it into right center field. They all give chase. Martinez grabs it and comes back in with the relay. Vinny running hard out of the box. Stretch this into 2. He realizes base hit, he can score from second base and eliminate that double play. It's a good job by Vinny Castilla.
Helton now. Strike 1 to Helton. His single back in the 4th inning. Vinny with a 14-game hitting streak, and over the streak, he has hit .464 with 9 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Helton gives it a ride to center field. Martinez going back. He's got it. Vinny's going to tag at second. Head for third. Here comes the throw. Safe.
Watch Vinny tag up at second base. He's going all the way. He leaves the bag in full stride. The inside slide into the bag. No time for the tag for Osick at third base. Martinez a little bit upset that Castilla was able to take the bag, and you may be wondering at home saying, why in the world would he go? Well, you got all kinds of positives that can happen. Wild pitches.
Well, they're going to walk Lansing intentionally, and then they're going to have Christensen face Abbott.
Dave, it's funny. I remember a ball game in 1993. We were doing the Twins broadcast. Lance Parrish was the catcher from Detroit. Threw it over the head of Parrish off the wall. Twins won the ball game in an intentional walk. So anything can happen at any time in a ball game.
Looking strictly at the numbers, Lansing 2 for 4 off Christensen, where Abbott is 0 for 3. And now Gene Lamont's going to go out and have a chat with Christensen. The winning run at third base. Lansing really kind of meaningless over at first. I don't mean that him personally. I just mean his run.
His run doesn't mean a thing over at first base. You look at Christensen's, some of his numbers versus right-handers, 198 with a home run. And look at the average runners in, the runners on base. They're hitting 220 off of him now. So it'll be up to Abbott to go out and try to produce. Get a base hit for Don Baylor. The last extra man to come into the ballgame for Don Baylor. Everyone else has been used. Vanderwall with the big base hit. Goodwin with the pinch run and the score. Reed with the sacrifice fly. And Colburn with the double. They've all contributed off the bench tonight. Now it's Abbott's turn.
Still got Darryl Kyle. He's hitting 286.
Yeah, well, you can always turn to that.
Yeah, if you had to. Well, look what Abbott has done. Coming through in the clutch. Remember, a wild pitch could be costly. Strike one to Abbott. So that means if you're Christensen, you've got to be concerned about bouncing it up there.
And it does give you a little bit of a comforting feeling as a pitcher to know that you have Kendall behind the plate, because he will try to block it and keep it out front of him.
You're right.
But yet you still must be very careful with the winning run at third base.
Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike to Abbott. First and third, 2 out, bottom of the 10th, 7-7 score. Vinny representing the winning run. A 1-1 pitch to Abbott. Swing and a miss.
Well, he wasn't going to get cheated on the swing. Remember something, too. Anytime you got a slow roller in the infield, if Abbott's able to do that, or if that happens, he has great speed, and Lansing with better than average speed at first base. It'd be tough to get the force at second and to throw out Abbott at first.
Inside, 2-2. Base hit wins it. Simple as that. And as hard as that.
Well, this is what pinch hitting's all about. This is what relief pitching's all about. Extra inning ball game.
Swing and a miss. Christensen wins this battle. So the Rockies leave 2. Vinny at third. Lansing at first. We go to the 11th. Still knotted at 7. Gene Lamont forcing the hand of Don Baylor by intentionally walking Lansing. That brought up the pitcher. And then Don Baylor forced to use Abbott in the place of Beers. And so now the Rockies have to use another pitcher out of their bullpen. Here in the 11th, Chuck McElroy.
49 innings pitched, just 39 hits, 41 strikeouts, and 14 walks for Otto Chuck. He's been outstanding on the year for the Rockies. Chuck has been very tough on left-handed hitters, on right-handed hitters. Whereas the left-handed hitters have hit for a higher average, and it's tough to explain because he has a very good slider. And it's tough on the left-handers, but left-handers are hitting 274, right-handers just 196.
George, important to keep this guy off the base paths. 40 stolen bases. Strike one to Tony Womack. Strike two. Womack looking at McElroy for the first time. The 1-2 pitch is slap foul and out of play. Womack, a triple in the first inning he scored, a single in the second. Did he go? Nope. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I would think in this situation, Dave, all he's trying to do is slap the ball on the ground off Chuck and try to run it out, beat it out the plate. See him very hesitant.
Again, the 2-2 pitch. Slap down to Vinny. Tough hop. He handles it. He guns out Womack.
You don't realize how tough a play this is because of the pressure, the speed of Womack puts on your defense in the infield. Vinny gets it, throws it to first, and still that's normally just an easy out for Vinny, and Womack's out by about a step and a half. State errors, look at that. Something.
Started 23 double plays. You are in good hands with Vinny.
I think so. In all aspects of the game.
Vinny Castilla, 2 home runs and a double tonight. Nice play there defensively. Jason Kendall. Look at his night. Pokes it by Lansing into right field. Third hit for Kendall to go along with his 2 walks. Ernie Lombardi hit .330 as a catcher back in 1932. Jason Kendall. He's hitting close to .340 now. Now here's Turner Ward. Strike 1. Kendall is hitting .340 and leading the National League. Tough for a catcher to win the batting title.
It really is, because of the wear and tear more than anything on their bodies of squatting every day for 9 innings.
Poke down to Helton. To second for 1. The relay, not in time. Ward beats it out. But the Rockies do cut down the lead runner and keep the go-ahead run at first base.
Ground ball to Todd Helton. Being on the left-handed thrower really helps him on the throw to Nafee. Nafee with the quick toss back. And a late takeout by Jason Kendall at the very end of that play hooked Nafee on the foot. Caused the throw to not get there as soon as it did.
Down low to Kevin Young. Young 1 for 5, his single back in the first inning. Poke down the line, but it's slicing foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you like to look ahead, Reed, Perez, and Burks are the scheduled batters for the Rockies in the 11th. The 1-1 pitch to Young first. They'll look back at first. Single by Kendall, the first Pirate hit since a single by Guillen back in the 6th inning. 14 straight have been retired. Poke foul and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Young.
Well, the bullpen did what it's asked to do, Dave. They held the opposition down after the 5th inning. They scored 2 runs, and it's been nothing but zeros ever since then.
Brownson off the hook. Will tag out Turner Ward. Good move by McElroy. That'll do it for the Pirates in the 11th. McElroy pitches out of a very, very little mini jam. And the Rockies with another chance to win it in the bottom of the 11th.
Fox Sports News. We are there.
Well, Jeff McCurry with a sweet move at first to pick off Turner Ward, and so we remain tied at 7 as we go to the bottom of the 11th inning.
Hey, look at the pickoff from Chuck McElroy over to first base. High leg kick freezes Ward, and then Helton chases him down for the tag.
Got ahead of myself. I said Jeff McCurry. I meant Chuck McElroy. Well, we have a new left fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates as Steve Beezer comes into the ball game. And the new pitcher on the double switch is former Rocky relief pitcher Jeff McCurry. He did get a little ahead of myself. Here's McCurry with the Rockies. He appeared in 33 games with a 4.43 ERA.
Has pitched very well for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. You just see one inning. Didn't get up a run, but pitched well in the minor leagues. Why he's been brought to the major league level to see if he can continue the same success. He only pitched in one ball game, but he had given up just a hit and a walk, no strikeouts.
He was originally selected by Pittsburgh in both '89 and '90. Claimed by Detroit, selected by Colorado in the Rule 5 draft, and signed by Pittsburgh as a minor league free agent during the offseason. Reed greets him with a bouncing ball to Womack. 1 out. Well, guess what? Nafi Perez, who hit for the cycle last Saturday, has a single, double, and a triple. Guess what he needs for the cycle again?
Yeah, how about that? Wouldn't that be something?
A game-winning home run if he does it. Well, he has 2 RBIs tonight, too. And if he does it again, maybe a tip of the hat to Guillen and Wright for throwing him out at third.
Oh, really?
Could have had 2 triples.
Absolutely. And the Rockies probably would have had one more run.
You're right. Pops this one up. Unless the wind really gets it, it won't be a home run. 2 outs in the 11th.
It's getting late, isn't it?
Well, Ellis Burks, he's due. 0 for 5 tonight. McCurry making it look easy against his former teammates. McCurry began last year with Colorado, then went to the Springs, back with the Rockies 1st of July, and went back to the Springs. And as I mentioned, picked up by Pittsburgh in the offseason. Strike 2. On deck, Larry Walker. Burks can keep it alive. Walker just soon not hit. Let Burks end it with a home run. Foul ball. He stays alive at 0-2. McCurry, born in Japan.
Talk about the hot numbers of Ellis Burks. He's down 0-2 here, but for the month of July, he was hitting .377 with 3 home runs. That'll fall a little bit tonight. He's gone hitless so far.
Too high, 1-2. Outfield deep and straight away to Burks. Cut down a double if they can. 2-2. Sammy Sosa has hit another home run, a grand slam. Cubs now lead 6-2 in the 8th inning. Sosa 6 RBIs tonight and 2 home runs. His second tonight, his 40th of the year. 2-2 pitch is too high. So Burks has climbed out of a hole. He was down 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. So McCurry comes back to Coors Field and gets the Rockies in order in the 11th. We're going to play at least a dozen tonight. 7-7 our score as we head to the 12th. Wheels still spinning at Coors Field as we go to the 12th inning. Pirates and the Rockies deadlocked at 7. The Pirates probably thought they had this one sewn up, leading 7-2, but the Rockies crawling back into it, powering their way back into it behind 3 home runs, 2 from Castillo, 1 from Walker. And now the Rockies go back to their bullpen again, which has absolutely been superb. And they pluck out Curtis Leskanic in relief from Chuck McElroy.
Well, Chuck did a nice job, as did the rest of the bullpen. They'll turn it over now to Kurt Leskanic to come in and try to get the win in the ball game. 47 1/3 innings, 46 hits, 33 strikeouts. The one high number would be the walks at 28. Has pitched very well of late. Leskanic has gotten 2 saves on the year. 399 earned run average, 4-3 record. And you look at the comparison of the 2 bullpens tonight. The Rockies were 6 2/3 innings, just 4 hits. And Pittsburgh's bullpen allowed the Rockies to get back into this ball game.
So Frank Funk's bullpen doing a great job here tonight. Kevin Young to lead off the 12th inning for the Pirates. He'll be followed by Guillen and then a pinch hitter, Beezer. Beezer, who came in on the double switch. Back up the middle, lead single for Young. Well, the 12th inning has really been good luck for the Rockies this year. Rockies have won 2 games in the 12th this season. Well, now Jose Guillen, who is 4 for 5, has 4 hits. A new career high for him in 1 game. Rockies hoping for a double play. You can go online with the Rockies, www.coloradorockies.com. A bunt attempt, taken for a strike. Solo homer back in the 3rd. Cleared the center field wall. Hits this one hard to right. Walker playing deep. He's got it. His throw back to first. Not in time.
Watch the catch of Larry Walker and the throw back to first base. Just almost in time to get Young. The ball was hit. Young was gone. He had to sprint back in a hurry to get back to first base, beat the throw from Larry Walker.
And now here's Steve Beezer. Beezer coming up from Nashville on the 30th of June. Ground ball to Perez. To Lansing for 1. The relay double play. Perez and Lansing turn it. And the Rockies have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 12th with the heart of the order coming up. Walker, Bichette, and Castilla. Well, Larry Walker to lead it off in the 12th. Walker with a home run and a double tonight. Facing his former teammate Jeff McCurry. McCurry sent the Rockies down in order in the 11th. Line drive and almost knocked over Collier, but he's got it. In self-defense, he makes the catch. Well, this is Dante time.
Late in the ball game, game on the line. Couldn't ask for anybody else better to be up there, except maybe that guy behind him, Vinny Castilla's got 11 of 12 home runs now. And And in scoring position, 12 in the month of July. Dante on the year, 395 with runners in scoring position, has swung a very hot bat in the month of July, 345.
0 for 4 yesterday, though, and just 1 for 5 here tonight. Oh, boy, he was swinging to end it right there. It's 0-2 to Bichette. 2 home runs from Vinny, 2 home runs from Sosa. For Vinny, 34 and 35. For Sammy, 39 and 40. Ripped, but foul. Well, he jumped on that inside fastball. Well, against this guy, they are combined 500. Walker hit it as hard as you can. Almost knocked over Collier. That was an atom. Line drive right at Osick. Man, these guys have their defenders positioned well.
Unbelievable. 2 line drives in a row from number 3 and number 4 hitters in the line, and you look at this one. Right at Osick, the former catcher, squats to make the out.
First time McCurry has ever retired Bichette. Dante was 3 for 3 with a home run. And now Vinny Castilla swinging as hot a bat as anyone in baseball right now. 2 home runs and a double tonight. Up and in, ball 1. Vinny almost had a 3rd home run back in the 4th inning. Ball was caught by Martin right at the wall. Ooh. 1-1.
You hang a slider about right now.
Yeah. There it was, and it's deep to center, but I don't think deep enough. Nope. And it dies shy of the warning track. Martinez picks it up. McCurry escapes the hanging slider, and 2 line drives in the 12th. We go to the 13th. Will it be lucky for the Rockies? Well, while we were gone, they're anxious to get it going, aren't they? In the 13th, Leskanic threw a first pitch fastball to Keith Osick, and he hit a fly ball to Larry Walker. 1 out. Extra innings call for the extra energy of Ginsana, the all-natural energizer. 1 out in the 13th. Luke Collier, the batter. Good slider, strike 1. Collier, 1 for 5. Rockies have spent some time at the ballpark, haven't they? All the rain delays against St. Louis and Cincinnati, and now this ball game closing in on 4 hours.
Well, the best part about that time spent at the ballpark, you're walking away with some wins.
A rain out of 1 game, a day-night doubleheader split against the Reds. Both games won by the Rockies. 2-hour and 47-minute rain delay on Friday night, a game won by the Rockies. And then yesterday and Saturday and again today, no delays by Mother Nature. Leskanic in sync now with Reed, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, goodbye.
Fastball on the inner half. Leskanic has shown such a great slider in recent outings. Look at it from overhead, right on the inner half of the plate, strike 3, locked him up.
So 2 out in the 13th. And Manny Martinez, he struck out in his only at bat in the 10th inning. Upstairs, ball 1. Well, Leskanic due to bat third when the Rockies come to the plate in the bottom of the 13th. The Rockies are out of pinch hitters. Slider fouled back.
You mentioned earlier Darryl Kyle hitting so well. Do you allow him to hit and swing the bat?
It's a good question. It's one Don Baylor's going to have to answer for us in the bottom of the 13th. Slider, strike 2. 1-2 now to Martinez. Can't say enough about the job of the bullpen. Came on in the 5th inning. Bullpen has given up just 5 hits, no runs. Boy, Leskanic painting the corners now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's 3-2.
Leskanic thought he had strike 3. See where the pitch is. If anything, it's a little bit outside, and it is. Reed has to reach out to get it. It's amazing how those guys sitting down there have better eyes than I do up here.
Back up through the box, base hit. So Manny Martinez extends the inning. And that'll bring up Tony Womack. Womack 2 for 6, batting for the 7th time in the ball game.
And the outs that he has given up on ground balls in the infield been close. God, he can fly.
He really can pick him up and lay him down. Martinez scrambling back to the bag. Everything in baseball final except this one. Cubs beat Arizona 6-2. Martinez took a couple of steps towards second and stopped. Taken for a ball, 1-0 to Womack. 2 home runs for Sosa tonight. He has 40. His second home run, a grand slammer to win it. Braves won, and the Astros won. The American League, Tampa Bay, Brian Ricard picking up his first win this year. And Anaheim beat Kansas City 6-1. That's it. Everybody else with a night off. 1-0 pitch is lifted into center field. Burke's going over. He's there. That's it. We go to the bottom of the 13th. Still tied 7-7. Helton, the man in the hot seat. He'll be leading off for the Rockies in the bottom of number 13. Well, Jeff McCurry coming on to work his 3rd inning of relief. Boy, it's been a long ball game. Tied at 7, going to the bottom of the 13th. George Frazier even giving our camera guys some relief.
Headed to center and told Ray, I'll take over for a while. Just head on back out of there.
Yeah, Ray's kind of leaning up against the railing going, man, it's been a long night. All right, let Ray take over again. George, I need you by my side.
The magic of television.
That was earlier tonight. Now here's Todd Helton against Jeff McCurry's son. He was born in Japan. Helton, a native Tennessean. So Helton representing the winning run. He's on base.
Take a look at exactly what Helton's trying to do is hit this ball right back up the middle. Does a nice job of it. Through the wickets.
Wow, would have made that save.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
I know this much. They come a lot faster. I've been standing down there by the net.
Ooh.
I don't know how he does it.
Well, here's Lansing. Lansing looks at a strike, and guess who's moved into the on-deck circle? We've been talking about it. Darryl Kyle. He took extra batting practice today, I guess, just in case. Well, here he is in the on-deck circle. Kyle hitting .286. Lansing fouls it out of play, and it's 0-2 to Laser. Lansing intentionally walked his last time. He singled to start a rally in the 7th inning and scored. Jeff McCurry being extended here, working his 3rd inning of relief. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout from McCurry.
Trying to work the slider down and away. You see where Kendall's set up. Barely slides it. That outer half hits the target. Strike 3.
Now Darryl Kyle pinch hitting. That's his numbers on the year. And now the leading hitter amongst pitchers in the National League. Takes the ball. What he's going to do is bunt. Try to get Helton over to second and give Reed one crack at winning it. The reason Lansing didn't bunt, you knew you had Kyle coming up next.
Well, and don't forget, he can pull that bat back and swing, too.
Yeah, he can. Pulls it back and takes ball 2. Gene Glenn flashing the signs. Rockies have got to win it here in the 13th, George. My scorecard only goes 13 innings.
Well, I just reached in the briefcase and grabbed one more out, so I... preparing in case we have to go forward.
Takes a strike this time. Gave George Brett about a dozen of my scorecards when he was in town this weekend. He did a good job Saturday, really did.
Yeah, he did. First time up in the booth, enjoyed listening to him. I listened to a couple innings.
I knew he'd be good. Too high. He'll actually work the Rockies game again Saturday at Wrigley. 3-1 now to Kyle. Well, that should be a way to get a guy over to second. Then you'd have 2 cracks. And here's where Kyle has to be selective. Yeah, you want to get the bunt down, but if it's out of the strike zone, pull it back. He pops it up. Kendall makes the catch, and Helton frozen at first.
Well, you want to try to get a fastball up just so this happens. They pop it up, and that's exactly what McCurry's able to do. And Kyle not happy at all that he wasn't able to do the job.
very disappointed in the job. You see the bat come down, very upset with himself that he wasn't able to advance the runner.
Now Reed. Helton at first base. Helton with 2 stolen bases, but he's been caught 3 times. You'd like to get him down to second. The Reed could score him with a base hit. Outfield so deep, it'd be tough to score him even on a double. Outside, 1-0 to Reed. Look how deep the outfield is. They're only 10 paces away from the warning track. In the right field, Guillen almost on the warning track.
Well, what you don't want to have happen is get the ball hit over your head. You keep everything out in front of you, and you get it into the relay people and try to cut that runoff at first base.
Reed would like to hit it over their head up into the seats. Well, let's go home. 7-7, bottom of the 13th. Fox Sports News primetime right after the ball game.
Jump that he got off second off of first base, and then let's watch the hit off the bat of Jeff Reed.